Finance Limited is also the presenting partner of the ET MSME Awards 2024, India's largest MSME Awards. Once again, a warm welcome to the lovely audience over here, our speakers, our panelists, our special guests who took out time to be present over here. As per the Indian traditions, we always begin any event, any occasion with the blessings of the Almighty. And we would like to begin today's event by lighting the lamp. I would like to welcome our dignitaries who are present over here to please join us to light the ceremonial lamp. I welcome Ms. Shilpi Purohit, Joint Commissioner, Department of Industries and Commerce, Government of Rajasthan. Can we please give a huge round of applause? We also have Mr. Rakesh Singh, Managing Director and CEO, Aditya Birla Finance Limited. Mr. Shantanu Basu, Head SME, Aditya Birla Finance Limited. Mr. Shirish Mathur, Head SME Products and Digital Platform, Aditya Birla Finance Limited. Dr. Jain, President, Rajasthan Chamber of Commerce Industry. Mr. Pranbi Hanga, Borpurzadi, Senior Associate Editor, economictimes.com. I request our dignitaries to please join us to light the ceremonial lamp and begin the evening on an auspicious note. Thank you so much to our dignitaries. With the blessings of the Almighty, let's begin this event. As we now begin, may I now request Mr. Pranbi Hanga, the Senior Associate Editor, economictimes.com, to please join us for the welcome address and welcome you all officially. Can we please have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you.
Ms. Purohit, Joint Commissioner, Department of Industries, Commerce, Government of Rajasthan. Rakesh Singh, MD and CEO, ABFL. Panel members, speakers, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. This is our 16th edition, and it's been a long journey for us, but it's been a very fulfilling one. And talking about journeys, if you drive from Jodhpur towards Jaisalmer, once you cross Pokhran, along the way you'd be greeted by large windmills that dot the desert landscape. It makes for a dramatic scene, and these windmills probably have stood there for a few decades now. But it's also a testament to the state's potential and the willingness to adopt renewable energy. When one talks about Rajasthan, tourism is what comes to mind, with its magnificent forts, golden sand dunes, and picture-perfect lakes. The state provides an avenue of relaxation and enjoyment for almost everyone. The tourism sector contributes about 12% of the state's GDP and GSDP. In FY 2023, 179 million domestic tourists and 1.7 million international tourists visited Rajasthan. The state's tourism market is about $26.2 billion, which is about 15% of the state's economy. But what gets talked about less is the other economic potentials of Rajasthan. And this is where these windmills come in. As of early 2024, the state surpassed 18 gigawatts of installed solar capacity, making it the leading state in solar power generation. By the end of 2024, Rajasthan's installed wind capacity will reach approximately 4.5 gigawatts. In the first 10 months of 2023-24, Rajasthan produced 39,300 million units of green energy, a threefold increase compared to the same period in 2019-20. These numbers put Rajasthan at the forefront of renewable energy generation. Rajasthan is also the Rajasthan is also the third largest mineral producing state in India and a top producer of limestone, copper, silver, rock phosphate, lignite, and gypsum, in addition to being one of the only producers of zinc and lead in the nation. It is also a leading producer of marble. So what else works for the state? We have carpets and we have Jaipur rugs in the summit today who would talk more about the sector. We have a big handicraft market, ethnic jewelry, footwear, spices, auto components, ITES, and the list goes on and on. These businesses are just not diversified and significant, they're also making a mark globally. Rajasthan recorded about $10 billion worth of export during April 2023 to March 2024. This is a significant amount, but the potential is much more. In each of the sectors that I have mentioned, MSMEs have an outsized contribution to make. From tourism to handicraft, small businesses from the state are making invaluable contributions, and things are changing. So I had the chance to visit the villages of Alsigar and Khudabad, which is near Udaipur last year. These villages are nestled right on, among the Aravalli hills. And the region is semi-arid, very dry, and the farmers resort to subsistence farming, where they just grow one crop during the monsoon season, and during the winter season, nothing much is grown. Where shrubs find it difficult to grow, I met a farmer whose name is Badarmal. He's from a village in the Khudabad region. And what was this chap growing? He was growing strawberries. Okay? He had some 500 plants, and he was expecting some 20,000 to 25,000 by harvesting these trees. Along with strawberries, he was growing some peas and onions. So what had happened with Badarmal is that he had benefited from a corporate CSR project which created anicuts or masonry dams in the region. So when there were rains during monsoons, normally they would flow down and out into the Sabarmati river, and the dwellers never really benefited from it. But with the check dams, there was water all year round, and enterprising Badarmal was able to use this and grow strawberries. This is the beauty of entrepreneurship and their ability to capture an opportunity and change the status quo. In these arid regions, you now have everything from marigold to strawberry cultivation. The MSME regional summits are actually a fantastic opportunity for us to go out and meet these enterprising entrepreneurs and go out to different parts of India and meet companies that form the backbone of India's economic development. We wanted to hear the phenomenal stories of entrepreneurship, the innovations taking place, the problems being faced by you, and the road ahead. The aim of these summits is to have a conversation with all stakeholders to ensure that we get the best out of our MSMEs. I would also take this opportunity to mention about the ET MSME Awards, the nominations for which is now open. If you think you're one of India's top small businesses, from manufacturing to services, to exports and innovation, if you think you have done exemplary work, please go ahead and nominate yourself. We have a great lineup of speakers today, so I hope each one of you have an enriching time. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking us through the index of the evening and what we are looking forward to. As we now march ahead for the first session, let's understand how the government of Rajasthan is truly driving forward the growth of MSMEs in the state. I would now like to welcome Ms. Shilpi Purohit, Joint Commissioner, Department of Industries and Commerce, Government of Rajasthan, to please join us over here on the stage for a very special keynote address. And let's understand the various initiatives and the schemes that the state has to offer to empower and grow MSMEs in Rajasthan. Can we please welcome ma'am with a huge round of applause, everybody? Thank you.
सभी को नमस्कार, खमागणी, जय राजस्थान, जय भारत। और स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ राइजिंग राजस्थान के साथ में, जिसका आपको स्कैनर भी दिख रहा है। और आप सभी को आमंत्रण दे रही हूँ 9, 10, 11 को जो हमारा विशाल इवेंट है, जिसमें राजस्थान को शोकेस किया जाएगा, क्यों आप राजस्थान में आएँ और किस किस तरह के प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं। और स्पेशली जो हमारा MSME कॉन्क्लेव है 11 तारीख का, उसके लिए आप रजिस्टर कीजिए। और यदि आपको अप्रूवल में कोई समस्या मिले तो आप DIC में अप्रोच कर सकते हैं। हम आपका प्रायोरिटी के ऊपर इसको अप्रूव करवाएंगे और आपका जो लैंड कार्ड है वो भी आपको पहले ही दिलवा देंगे। तो टॉपिक है आज का कि गवर्नमेंट कैसे एक कैटलिस्ट के लिए काम कर सकता है इन द डेवलपमेंट एंड ग्रोथ। तो जहाँ हम डेवलपमेंट एंड ग्रोथ की बात करते हैं तो हम इकोनॉमी, MSMEs, सर्विस एंड ट्रेडर्स, तीनों की बात करते हैं। कैटलिस्ट एक ऐसा पदार्थ है, एक ऐसा केमिकल है जो खुद का स्वरूप चेंज किए बगैर अपने जो भी रिएक्शंस हैं उसको एक्सेलरेट करता है और स्पीड अप करता है। एम आई राइट? क्योंकि आप लोग सब बहुत ही लर्नेड हैं और हम लोग क्लोज डोर्स वाले हैं। एनीबडी वांट टू करेक्ट मी कैन करेक्ट मी। मेरी जानकारी में कैटलिस्ट वही है कि कैटलिस्ट को जब हम ऐड करते हैं किसी भी रिएक्शन के अंदर तो उसको स्पीड अप कर देता है, एक्सीलरेट कर देता है और उसका फॉर्म को ज़्यादा अच्छा कर देता है। तो जब भी हम कोई इकोनॉमी के लिए MSME, ट्रेडर और या फिर सर्विस इंडस्ट्री के लिए लगाना चाहते हैं तो दीज आर द फ्यू थिंग्स हमको चाहिए। एक तो मैन, आप लोग सब अवेलेबल हैं, मनी, मशीन, रॉ मटेरियल एंड मार्केट। गवर्नमेंट की सारी स्कीम्स हैं जिसके अंदर ये सारी चीज़ों का डेवलपमेंट हम कर सकते हैं। जब हम मैन की बात करते हैं तो आप जैसे लोगों के साथ में हम मिलकर के उनको बताते रहते हैं कौन सी स्कीम्स है, क्यों आपको आना चाहिए। और फर्स्ट थिंग हम जो करवाते हैं वो है उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन, जिससे आप सब लोग वाकिफ़ हैं। बस इसमें एक चीज़ आप लोगों के यहाँ प्रोफेशनल्स भी हो गए, ध्यान रखने वाली बात ये है इसके अंदर, जब आप उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन करें तो पहले जो उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन का प्रक्रिया थी वो इट वाज वेरी सिंपल, और अगर आपको कैंसिल करना होता तो आप कैंसिल कर सकते थे और DIC के पास गए और एक एप्लीकेशन दिया और कैंसिल हो जाता था। लेकिन अभी अगर आप अपने प्रोफेशनल के थ्रू रजिस्टर करते हैं, आपने अगर अपना फ़ोन नंबर या पैन कार्ड किसी और का यूज़ कर लिया है, मेल ID दे दिया है, इट इज़ वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट। हमारे पास में डेली कुछ न कुछ 4-5 केसेस ऐसे आते हैं जो कहते हैं मेरे CA का नंबर था, मेरी ये चेंज करनी, ईमेल IDs, वो बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट होता है। इसका बहुत ही क्लिष्ट प्रोसेस है। कुछ दिन पहले एक न्यूज़ आई थी जिसमें बताया था आर्म्स फैक्ट्री है जो आपकी पार्लियामेंट में लग रही है, क्योंकि ये ऑनलाइन होता है जनरेट, और एक बड़ा हाइप बना था। कैन यू इमेजिन, उसको कैंसिल करने के लिए भी जिसमें पूरी मशीनरी गवर्नमेंट की लगी थी, वी टुक 1 वीक। इसमें पूरा स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और MSME DFO की पूरी मशीनरी लगने के बाद भी वो हो गई। तो वो तो इट वाज अ सॉर्ट ऑफ गवर्नमेंट को दिखाने के लिए कि क्या होता है। और जो हमारे यहाँ पर तो हमारा खुद का ही पूरा फ्यूचर स्टेक पे हो जाता है। तो प्लीज़ जब आप रजिस्टर करें, चाहे आपका प्रोफेशनल हो, उसको आप स्पेशली इस चीज़ की हिदायत दें कि उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन करना जो भी जानकारी है वो बाद में चेंज नहीं होगी, होती है तो बहुत मुश्किल से होती है। तो वी शुड बी वेरी केयरफुल, दिस इज वांट टू से। बाकी उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन आप सब लोगों को मालूम है ऑनलाइन होता है, MSME की साइट पे होता है, कोई कॉस्ट नहीं है। कभी कभी आप गलत साइट पे चले जाते हैं तो वो आपसे पैसे मांग लेता है, तो आपको उसको अवॉइड करना है। देन वी होल्ड इंडस्ट्रियल प्रमोशनल कैंप्स। तो अगर यहाँ पर कुछ इंडस्ट्रियल एसोसिएशंस हैं एंड दे इनवाइट डीआईसी या रिको, तो हम उनके डोर स्टेप पे जाकर के भी कैंप्स करते हैं जहाँ पर हमारी स्कीम्स की जानकारी देते हैं। एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर, अगर आपके फर्म पार्टनरशिप फर्म है तो पार्टनरशिप फर्म का रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए भी रजिस्ट्रार ऑफ पार्टनरशिप फर्म GMDICC ही है, तो वो भी आप जाकर के, क्योंकि ऑनलाइन प्रोसेस है, यू कैन गो एंड रजिस्टर योर सेल्फ इफ़ यू आर पार्टनरशिप फर्म, इफ़ यू आर प्रोप्राइटर यू कैन रजिस्टर एज अ उद्यम। रजिस्ट्रेशन सबके लिए है, चाहे पार्टनरशिप है, चाहे प्रोप्राइटरशिप है, चाहे लिमिटेड है। जब नेक्स्ट अपना पॉइंट मैंने कहा था कि हमको जब मैन आप लोग तैयार हो गए हैं तो हमको चाहिए उसके लिए मशीन एंड रॉ मटेरियल, एंड फॉर दैट वी नीड फाइनेंसेस। फाइनेंसेस के लिए हमको इसमें बहुत ही वंडरफुल स्कीम है, प्रधानमंत्री एम्प्लॉयमेंट गारंटी प्रोग्राम। ये स्कीम 25,000 से, भारत सरकार की योजना है, 25,000 से शुरू हुई थी और टुडे 50 लाख, उसमें प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट 1 करोड़ तक है और सब्सिडी है इसके अंदर 25% फॉर ST SC OBC एंड फीमेल्स, और अगर रूरल एरिया में है तो 10% एक्स्ट्रा हो जाएगी इसके अंदर। और प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट की लिमिट है इसके अंदर 1 करोड़ की। फॉर एवरी 3 lakhs आपको एक एम्प्लॉयमेंट होना मैंडेटरी है, और आफ्टर द प्रोजेक्ट इज़ ओवर आपकी सब्सिडी आकर के बैंक का पार्क कर देगा आपके खाते के अंदर। इट वुड बी इन द सॉर्ट ऑफ FD। आफ्टर 3.5 years आपका एक इंस्पेक्शन होगा जो भारत सरकार ही करवाएगी, एंड फाइनली आफ्टर द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ DIC एंड KYIC ये आपको सब्सिडी है आपके खाते में मर्ज हो जाएगी। इट्स अ वंडरफुल स्कीम, क्योंकि लास्ट का जो आपका 1.5 साल की किश्त है वो आपको देनी ही नहीं पड़ेगी और आप 3.5 साल तक ही इसको करेंगे एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस। नेक्स्ट वी हैव भीमराव अंबेडकर आदिवासी प्रोत्साहन योजना। दिस इज अ स्कीम फॉर ST SC ओनली, बट फॉर ST SC के साथ के अंदर इसके अंदर एक पार्टनरशिप भी अलाउड है जिसमें 51% का इक्विटी यदि ST SC का है। तो वी गॉट सो मेनी प्रोजेक्ट्स इसके अंदर पार्टनर्स आर कमिंग। इसमें अप टू 25 lakhs 9% की, देखिए बहुत ही मैं इसके अंदर 9% की सब्सिडी है इसके अंदर अप टू 25 lakhs, एंड देन 7% टिल 5 करोड़, और 5 करोड़ से 10 करोड़ तक 6% है। इसके कुछ टारगेट्स रहते हैं, लेकिन राइजिंग राजस्थान के पीरियड तक जो भी एप्लीकेशन हमारे पास में आएंगी, बड़े 25 lakhs तक के लिए कोई टारगेट नहीं होते हैं, पर जो 5 करोड़ और 10 करोड़ तक के प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं उसके लिए टारगेट बेस्ड था ये। अभी द स्कीम इज़ ओपन, अगर आप इसका लाभ लेना चाहते हैं तो 10 सितंबर से दिसंबर से पहले आप आकर के अगर एप्लीकेशन लगाते हैं तो यू आर एलिजिबल। 25 lakhs के लिए द स्कीम इज़ फ्री, और इसमें CGT MSc फीस का कंप्लीट वेवर है, किसी भी स्कीम के अंदर नहीं है। सब्सिडी भी है, कैपिटल सब्सिडी भी है, कैपिंग ऑफ 25 lakhs। ऐसी स्कीम किसी के पास में नहीं है, और वी कैन सपोर्ट ST इन द फॉर्म ऑफ पार्टनरशिप ऑल्सो। अभी हमारी जो न्यू स्कीम आई है राजस्थान इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रमोशन स्कीम, उसको अगर पूरा करें तो बहुत पूरा सेशन ही कवर हो जाएगा, 1 day इज़ ऑल्सो लेस। जो ब्रीफली जो पुराने बेनिफिट्स थे वो मैं आपको बताती हूँ, जिसमें आपको स्टैम्प ड्यूटी एग्जेम्पशन है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ 75%। पोस्ट प्री प्रोडक्शन के लिए जब आप लैंड खरीदते हैं यू अप्लाई ऑनलाइन ऑन द पोर्टल, और 75% का आपको ऑनलाइन ही एग्जाम्पशन का एक एंटाइटलमेंट सर्टिफिकेट जारी हो जाता है। जब आप उत्पादन शुरू करते हैं, व्हेन यू कम इनटू प्रोडक्शन, देन यू अगेन अप्लाई ऑन द पोर्टल, एंड द रिमेनिंग 25% इज रियम्बर्स टू यू अदर देन टैक्सेस। जो मेन आपने किया है वो आपको रियम्बर्स हो जाएगा। जब आप अप्लाई करते हैं तो सिंपली आपको एक प्रोजेक्ट एफिडेविट एंड द फॉर्म उसी को अप्लाई करना पड़ता है। पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन बेनिफिट्स में अगेन देयर इज 100% इलेक्ट्रिसिटी ड्यूटी, 100% मंडी टैक्स की छूट है, और GST की छूट है, और उसके अतिरिक्त सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट है, अगर आपकी मशीनरी 1 करोड़ एंड मोर देन 1 करोड़ है, प्लांट एंड मशीनरी की बात कर रही हूँ मैं ओनली, द इन्वेस्टमेंट इज प्लांट एंड मशीनरी इज 1 करोड़ एंड मोर देन 1 करोड़, एंड योर टर्म लोन इज मोर देन 1 करोड़, then you are eligible for interest subsidy 1 to 5 crores it is 6%, then up to 10 crores it is 5%, and then it is 4% up to 50 crores. तो 25 crores तक की एप्लीकेशंस है वो IC या फील्ड ऑफिसेज में आएंगी, एंड द रेस्ट विल बी गोइंग टू द हेड ऑफिस। ब्यूटीफुल स्कीम, अगर इसको बार बार स्ट्रेस करूँगी, क्योंकि अगर कई बार ऐसा होता है 1 करोड़ नहीं आपका 80 लाख रह गया, या आपका मशीनरी 1 करोड़ की है बट जो आपका फाइनेंस है वो आपने 80 लाख से लिया, देन यू आर नॉट एलिजिबल। बार बार इस चीज़ को आपके कंसल्टेंट्स को भी कई बार ये चीज़ें नहीं पता होती हैं। अगर आपका नियरिंग 1 करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो प्लीज़ आप उसको थोड़ा सा बढ़ा लीजिए, सो दैट यू कैन अवेल द बेनिफिट्स। देन वी हैव सनराइज सेक्टर्स, डिफरेंट स्टार्टअप, बहुत सारी कैटेगरीज है, आप कभी इन्वाइट करेंगे तो वी कैन हैव अ फुल सेशन ऑन इट। जेम, अब नेक्स्ट अपना आता है मार्केट। मार्केट पे हम आपको कैसे सपोर्ट करते हैं, तो भारत सरकार का जेम पोर्टल है, इसके अंदर मोर देन 300 प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, और प्रोडक्ट्स आप नए ऐड भी करा सकते हैं, और भारत सरकार और राज्य सरकार अब जेम पोर्टल के माध्यम से ही परचेज करती है। इसके लिए भी कैंप्स लगाए जा सकते हैं। यदि आप लोग जेम पोर्टल में रजिस्ट्रेशन करने के इच्छुक हैं तो जेम की टीम MSME ऑफिस में हमेशा अवेलेबल रहती है। अगर आपके 10, 15, 20 एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हैं, दे कैन कम टू इधर DIC, और आपके ऑन द डोर स्टेप आकर के हम लोग वहाँ पर आपको रजिस्ट्रेशन में फैसिलिटेट कर देंगे। नेक्स्ट वी ऑर्गेनाइज इंडस्ट्री एंड हैंडीक्राफ्ट फेयर, जैसे अभी आपका IITF है, इट्स अ गवर्नमेंट फेयर। आपके इंटरनेशनल फेयर्स होते हैं, डोमेस्टिक फेयर्स होते हैं, फूड एक्सपोज, भारत टेक्स, नोएडा फेयर, ये सारी चीज़ें जहाँ पर आप रजिस्टर करते हैं अपने आप को, आपको काफ़ी नॉमिनल कॉस्ट के अंदर या फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट आपको स्टॉल्स मिलती हैं। जैसे अभी ODOP प्रोडक्ट है, अभी जो 1,80,000 की कॉस्ट है ट्रेड फेयर के अंदर, पर हमारे जैसे OP प्रोडक्ट्स है जिसमें आपका हैंडीक्राफ्ट, गारमेंट्स, जेम्स एंड ज्वेलरी, ब्लू पॉटरी, ब्लॉक प्रिंटिंग, वुडन हैंडीक्राफ्ट, वुडन टॉयज़ आता है, उनके लिए स्टॉल्स अभी वहाँ पर फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट थी, एंड मैनी आर्टिजन्स एंड MSMEs हैव बेनिफिटेड इट। और ऐसी MSME DFO की एक स्कीम है जिसके अंदर यदि आप किसी भी फेयर में पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं और उसको वहाँ से अप्रूव करा लेते हैं तो उसका भी अदर देन GST रियम्बर्समेंट आपको मिल जाता है। प्राइस प्रेफरेंस सर्टिफिकेट, जिसमें देयर आर 90 प्रोडक्ट्स विच आर रिजर्व फॉर MSMEs and the rest also which are not reserved for MSMEs for large scale can participate, but उसमें 70% का जो भी है परचेज प्रोक्योरमेंट that is mandatory for industries of Rajasthan. There's another e-bazaar portal. For all the government purchases, we have go to a stringent practice of tendering process. If you are registered on e-bazaar, any MSME or artisan, then up to 10 lakhs purchase, any government office can procure without the tendering process. तो जितने भी MSMEs हैं उनको e-बाज़ार के ऊपर अपने आप को रजिस्टर करना चाहिए, और सरकार के अंदर सभी तरह के प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं जो लगभग प्रोक्योरमेंट आ रहा है, उसके अंदर गारमेंट्स का हो रहा है, साड़ीज़ होती है, यूनिफॉर्म्स हैं, फर्नीचर्स हैं, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, तो आपको इसमें ज़रूर रजिस्टर करना चाहिए। इसके लिए भी हम आपके यहाँ पर 2 स्टेप पे कैंप लगा देंगे। अगर आपके पास 15 भी लोग अवेलेबल होंगे तो हम आपके 2 स्टेप पे इसका लगा देंगे। नेक्स्ट इज MSME FC फैसिलिटेशन काउंसिल, समाधान पोर्टल है। अगर आपको MSME टू MSME कुछ आपके पेमेंट्स बाकी हैं और 45 डेज तक पेमेंट्स नहीं हो सकता है हुआ है अगर, तो आप समाधान पोर्टल पर रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं। DICs के अंदर मेरे पास में यहाँ पर VKI का एरिया है, बाकी चूँकि जितने भी ऑल ओवर राजस्थान के केसेस थे रजिस्टर हुए थे, देवर सम 5,000 to 6,000, तो मोर देन 50% वहाँ पर जयपुर के ही थे, तो इसलिए उसके लिए अलग से काउंसिल्स बनी हुई है। एंड जितने भी गवर्नमेंट के प्रोक्योरमेंट के केसेस थे, आई एम ग्लैड टू से कि उनके बहुत सारे पेमेंट्स जो ड्यू थे वो प्रिंसिपल तो आ ही गया है, और उनके इंटरेस्ट के लिए भी दे आर बार्गेनिंग वेरी वेल। और स्पेशली आपका जो ट्रांसफार्मर वाले यूनिट्स हैं उनके मेजर केसेस हैं जो VKI के अंदर है, और वो जितने भी JVNL के केसेस हैं उनके साथ में उनके सेटलमेंट्स हो रहे हैं, यू कैन अवेल बेनिफिट। और इसके अलावा जो हमारा पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है कि जैसे ही केस रजिस्टर होता है और हम एक डॉक्यूमेंट्स भेजते हैं तो 50% केसेस जो हैं वो बिना कोर्ट में आए ही आपस के अंदर ही उनका कंसिलेशन हो जाता है, और हमारा फर्स्ट प्रेफरेंस भी यही रहता है कि सामने बिठा करके उनसे बात करा करके उनका कंसिलेशन कराया जाए, क्योंकि कोर्ट का प्रोसीजर काफ़ी लंबा होता है एंड देन फाइनली उसका प्रोक्योरमेंट के लिए जो पैसा लेने के लिए आपको फाइनली अगर वो नहीं दे रहा है तो हाई कोर्ट तक जाना पड़ता है। तो फर्स्ट थिंग हम लोग कोशिश करते हैं कि कंसिलेशन हमारे लेवल के ऊपर ही हो जाए। अगर वीकेआई से कोई लोग बाग हैं तो उनको अच्छे से पता है कि इसका कितना बड़ा बेनिफिट है। उद्योग रत्न स्कीम जैसे इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स करते हैं, जून के अंदर हम लोग इसके एप्लीकेशंस को हम लोग डालते हैं पेपर के थ्रू ही, और अभी इसका ऑनलाइन फॉर्मेट नहीं है, बट इसमें ऑल कैटेगरीज है, फॉर विमेन, फॉर एक्सपोर्ट, फॉर टर्नओवर, प्रॉफिट। तो देयर आर 9 कैटेगरीज, ST/SC, आर्टिजन्स। तो जब भी नेक्स्ट जून के अंदर हो तो आप लोग को इसमें उसको अवेल करना चाहिए। 1 लाख का कैश बेनिफिट है, CM के हाथ से ट्रॉफी एंड ऑफ कोर्स फेलिसिटेशन मिलता है आपको। वी हैव अ क्लस्टर डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम, और जिसके लिए मैं बार बार जेम्स एंड ज्वेलरी को अनुरोध करती हूँ कि आप इसका लाभ लीजिए। और भी क्लस्टर्स है हमारे यहाँ पर, बॉल बियरिंग भी है, हैंडीक्राफ्ट क्लस्टर है जिसकी हमने अभी स्कीम फाइनलाइज की है। तो इसके अंदर यदि आप कोई CFC बनाते हैं, कॉमन फैसिलिटी सेंटर, तो 70% तक का इसमें ग्रांटेड एड मिल जाता है थ्रू स्टेट गवर्नमेंट एज वेल एज थ्रू MSME गवर्नमेंट, भारत सरकार के माध्यम से। जो अभी हमारा ऑनगोइंग क्लस्टर है दैट इज़ लाखचूड़ी क्लस्टर। तो टू प्रमोट इट आई वुड लाइक कि आप लोग सब जब भी कोई फेयर ऑर्गेनाइज करें तो उनको एक मौका दें। और वो ज्वेलरी भी बना रहे हैं साथ के अंदर, और नए नए प्रोडक्ट्स भी उसके अंदर उन्होंने इनोवेशंस किए हुए हैं। साथ के साथ जो हमारा हैंडीक्राफ्ट फर्नीचर क्लस्टर है उसके लिए भी यहाँ से फाइल अप्रूव होकर MSME चली गई है, उनका लैंड आइडेंटिफाई हो गया है, एंड तुरंत ही उसके अंदर जो सीतापुरा के अंदर क्लस्टर है वो होगा। तो बट राजस्थान सबसे धीमी गति से क्लस्टर डेवलपमेंट करता है। तो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट कि साउथ के कंपैरिजन में हमको कुछ कम से कम 5 क्लस्टर्स हमारे यहाँ से होने ही चाहिए। गवर्नमेंट का इतना सपोर्ट है, और वी गॉट अ एजेंसी जो आपकी प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट बना देगी। नहीं तो प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट बनाने के अंदर भी 2-5 लाख का अगर आप खर्चा आ जाता है, तो यहाँ पर अर्न्स एंड यंग की एजेंसी को भी गवर्नमेंट ने ले रखा है। तो आपका कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट हो, कैसे भी हो, वो भी सरकार के माध्यम से हो जाएगा। These are some of the scheme for a welfare of handicraft and weavers। आप लोग डायरेक्टली नहीं है, बट चूँकि हम एक सोसाइटी में रहते हैं और हमारे आजू बाजू बहुत से लोग होते हैं जो आर्टिजन्स भी होते हैं, उनका हम एक आर्टिजन कार्ड बनाते हैं। और व्हेन दे गो एंड पार्टिसिपेट इन एनी डोमेस्टिक फेयर, तो उनको हम एक रेमुनरेशन पे करते हैं, आने जाने का फेयर पे करते हैं, और पर डे का 600 रुपीज़ का रेमुनरेशन भी होता है। तो दैट कम से कम उनका जो खुद का जो खर्चा है वो चलता रहे। आई डोंट थिंक आप लोग के लिए रेलेवेंट है, बट आपके आजू बाजू बहुत सारे लोग होंगे, उनको इसके बारे में आप बता सकते हैं। और इसका जो रजिस्ट्रेशन है आर्टिजन कार्ड का एंड वीवर कार्ड का, दैट इज़ ऑल्सो ऑनलाइन। SSO ID के माध्यम से यदि आप जाते हैं और व्यूअर कार्ड के आइकन पे क्लिक करेंगे या आर्टिजन कार्ड के आइकन क्लिक करेंगे, अपनी आधार डालती है, उसकी मेजर डिटेल्स आपकी वहाँ पर, जन आधार बहुत मैंडेटरी है इसके अंदर, डालते ही जन आधार के साथ ही आपकी सारी डिटेल्स उसमें आ जाएगी। फिर खाली आपको अपना जो भी आप उत्पादन कर रहे हैं, जो भी हैंडीक्राफ्ट बना रहे हैं, उसके बारे में आपको बताना है। इट्स ऑल फ्रॉम माई साइड। और स्कीम्स तो वैसे छोटी बड़ी इतनी सारी हैं, हम लोग जाते रहते हैं, विजिट्स करते रहते हैं। बट अगेन मैं आपसे कहूँगी कि राइजिंग राजस्थान के अंदर आप आएंगे तो आपको हमारी जो ऑनगोइंग स्कीम्स हैं, 10 स्कीम्स हमारे ऑनगोइंग है। इसमें सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है ODOP वाली जो स्कीम है। तो ODOP की स्कीम में ODOP का वॉल भी होगा, वहाँ पर एग्जीबिशन भी है, उस एग्जीबिशन के अंदर भी आप लोग पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं। इट्स अ वंडरफुल प्रोजेक्ट। वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग लैक्स ऑफ पीपल टू कम देयर, जहाँ पर आप अपने प्रोडक्ट को भी आप एडवर्टाइज कर सकते हैं, और न्यू स्कीम्स के साथ, न्यू आइडियाज़ के साथ में आप लोग जुड़ सकते हैं, सरकार के साथ ग्रोथ में कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं। जो आप लोग यहाँ पर हैं उनको मैं कहूँगी कि अभी भी हमने 8 नवंबर को हमने इवेंट किया था जयपुर के लिए। मोर देन 45,000 करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट आ चुका है। अभी भी आप यदि कोई MOU साइन करना चाहते हैं गवर्नमेंट के साथ में, तो वी आर ओपन। ऑफलाइन फॉर्मेट मैं अभी शेयर करवा दूंगी, आप उसको ऑफलाइन भर कर ही दें, क्योंकि ऑनलाइन यदि आप करते तो उसका एक्सेस DIC के पास में या रिको के पास में नहीं है, तो वी कांट गिव अ फॉलो अप टू यू। आप उसको साइन करेंगे हमारे साथ में, तो हम वी डोंट प्रॉमिस यू लैंड, बट हम आपको आइडेंटिफाई करा देंगे यदि आपके पास लैंड नहीं है, ये लैंड के चंक्स अवेलेबल है गवर्नमेंट के पास में। रेवेन्यू के पास में और रिको के पास में, और कन्वर्जन्स वगैरह होंगे वो स्मूथ होंगे, एंड ऑल द जो भी फॉर्मेलिटीज़ होनी है वो सारी फॉर्मेलिटीज़ के लिए हमारा स्ट्रिक्ट मॉनिटरिंग होगा। 1 जनवरी ऑनवर्ड्स हम लोग जितने एमओयूज हो जाएंगे उनका फॉलोअप ही करेंगे, और यहाँ पर बड़े बड़े ग्रुप्स हैं, स्पेशली आदित्य बिरला, तो चाहूँगी कि इस इवेंट के अंदर वो भागीदार बने। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर इनवाइटिंग मी इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स, आई विश ऑल द गुड सक्सेस। और आपका जो एमएसएमई का जो अवार्ड वाला है उसमें भी हम हमारे एमएसएमई, थैंक यू वंस अगेन, जय हिंद।
Thank you so much, and I would request you to be here with us, and I would like to invite once again Mr. Pran to please join us and present a token of gratitude to ma'am. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया एक बार फिर से आप हमारे साथ आज यहाँ जुड़े। We now march ahead, and we have a very interesting fireside chat coming up, a conversation that is going to be extremely engaging. To moderate the session, we have once again Mr. Pranbihanga joining us, the Senior Associate Editor, Economic Times, and joining him in the fireside chat, we have from Aditya Birla Finance Limited, Mr. Rakesh Singh, the Managing Director and CEO. Well, we are aware Aditya Birla Finance Limited has been fueling the MSME growth across India by facilitating easy access to credit and finance, the most important ingredient in growth of any business. Also, the Udyog Plus platform of Aditya Birla Finance Limited is the one-stop solution for all growth-related requirements for MSMEs. To shed light on this and how ABFL is empowering MSMEs and driving financial inclusions in India, we have this very special fireside chat. I now welcome and invite Mr. Rakesh Singh, the Managing Director and CEO at Aditya Birla Finance Limited, along with Mr. Pranbihanga, the Senior Associate Editor, economictimes.com, to please join us. Can we please give a huge round of applause for the gentleman on the stage over here? Thank you.
Thank you. Rakesh, first question would be, what excites you about Jaipur, the entrepreneurs here, and what gets you to the city and the state?
We just heard the economic activity which is happening in Rajasthan Rising, Rajasthan, which Shilpi ji just mentioned. We could sign 45,000 crores worth of MOU. That is really exciting. And I think the government is making so much of effort in terms of building the entrepreneurship, supporting the small businesses. That's how we really see our role to support the small businesses, especially when they're looking for financing. What excites us for Jaipur Birla Group is from this state, Rajasthan, and I think that's very close to our heart. You also mentioned in your opening comment the tourism. I think that's it's such a fabulous and nice place, Rajasthan. The forts and everything else that excites. In terms of the economy, if you look at, I think people here, they are entrepreneurs by nature. And the entire Marwadi community and everything else, if you look at this, all comes from this state. So clearly, tourism is one space which is growing so fast. Handicrafts, you mentioned about carpets, leather, and all of this really helps economy from a export point of view. It does not only help in terms of export, but employment generation at a large scale. I think that's very, very important and critical. Also, अगर आप देखें तो इसके अलावा food processing, you mentioned about renewable energy. All of this and renewable energy, especially new sector, sunrise sector, and that's growing quite well. And especially with looking at the way the climate change is happening, renewable energy plays a very, very important role. So I think all of this is a combination of the opportunity which we are really excited at. Uh, Rajasthan also has almost 2.3 million MSMEs, and see the opportunity and challenge in India about MSMEs is in India, if you talk about almost 6.3 million MSMEs are there, और majority सारे छोटे micro SMEs हैं, and their needs are very small in nature in terms of how do we really support them. And banking industry has been there for their banking was nationalized in 1970s to really provide inclusion and everything. But institutions like ours, which are large scale NBFCs, they're trying to move into this entire inclusion in terms of how do we really support the MSMEs and all. So very excited, and as I think we heard in the opening presentation, Rising Rajasthan and the kind of it's attracting investments. If that happens, I think there is a big role for player like us to come and participate in terms of providing loans to these small businesses, and we have built those platforms, and I will talk about it as we go along.
So within the sectors that we talked about just now, what are you most bullish on? And in the renewable space, how are you figuring out that space?
If you look at our NBFC is primarily focused on MSMEs. Yeah, close to 55-60% of our loan is to the small businesses, and they contribute close to 50, almost 1/3 of India's GDP. If you look at, and the access of credit, जो credit availability है small businesses के पास वो बहुत कम है आज के दिन में. Almost 50% of these MSMEs, they don't get access to formal credit. And that's where our role comes in. When they are not getting credit, how do we really come and play a role and assess? See, we are also in the business because if we have to sustain, we have to provide loans which can be recoverable as well, so that we can sustain the business and build the large scale business. So I think this entire MSME cluster is that their needs are very small, and we are trying to see how do we support them. And in terms of we have also exposure to the renewable sector. So we are in renewable sector. We are funding the renewable projects as well from Aditya Birla Finance Limited. We have the entire, if you look at we have the entire infrastructure financing segment, and within that, our focus is renewable and roads. These are the focus in our infrastructure segment.
Right. Let me extend that a bit, and like you mentioned, many MSMEs are small, and especially in the tourism space, बहुतों के पास collateral नहीं हो सकता है. How important is collateral for you, and how do you arrive at a lending decision in case it's a very small organization in the tourism space, for example?
Collateral is just one aspect of lending. Is not the entire aspect of lending. And उसके लिए मैं आपको बताऊंगा, मैं एग्जांपल दूंगा, एंड शायद ओपनिंग प्रेजेंटेशन में था ये कि हमने एक प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया, हम उसको कहते हैं उद्योग प्लस. ये B2B प्लेटफॉर्म है. इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे क्या होता है, अगर एक स्मॉल बिजनेस ओनर अप्लाइज, we up to 2 lakhs we can give a loan instant. So we have built the scorecards and everything else, and we can give a loan instant within 5 minutes. The moment he or she is able to upload the application, we can approve the loan immediately. If the small business owner wants to avail a higher loan amount, then we ask for other documents. So a banking statement, a income statement, a GST statement. So I think that helps us in terms of on this platform, whether you are from a tourism sector or you are from a small handicraft you are involved in a small handicraft business, one can apply on this platform. We assess, and if the more information you provide, the more we have the ability to approve a much higher loan amount as well. So it's all about how much information our customer can provide us. But we also have facility, as I mentioned, and these are all collateral free. These are all unsecured loans, which happens on, at this point in time, Sirish heads that business. At this point in time, there is no, this is all unsecured loan, which we have built on this platform. Yes, we want to build secured loans also on that platform, but at this point in time, also the good thing, what has happened, especially for small businesses, पहले क्या था कि information नहीं थी small businesses, and you can't rely on the statements or the whatever information which coming in, because there is no way to verify those. Now, over the last 6-7 years, or maybe 7-8 years, I think a lot of changes which is happening in Indian economy. The entire digitization, if you look at the entire digitization today, if we have to do KYC, how we can give a loan in 5 minutes and 6 minutes is because the KYC is all automated and it can be done online. So this facility earlier was not there in terms of verifying the know your customer, the identity of the customer, the address proof of the customer. All of this can be done online. The digital transaction, and if you look at UPI, has been such a major success in this country. The amount of digital transaction which is happening, that is helping us to understand the customer behavior, the customer's transactional behavior, his ability really to pay. The third part is the GST registration. And we are seeing that post the implementation of GST, the monthly GST collection has been only growing. And more businesses are getting registered under GST. That also provides us a surrogate to assess the turnover of the customer. So I think all of this information, if you build it into a scorecard, has the ability, and we have built those abilities कि हम online loan application we can approve it, especially small ticket loans we can approve online. तो किसी को ना हमारे ब्रांच में आने की ज़रूरत है, ना उसको किसी थर्ड पार्टी एजेंट के पास जाने की ज़रूरत है. अगर उसने डायरेक्ट एप्लीकेशन किया, हम उस लोन को इंस्टेंट अप्रूव कर सकते हैं, एंड अगर डॉक्यूमेंटेशन हो गया तो इंस्टेंट disburse भी कर सकते हैं. तो clearly this is all about unsecured proposition, and as I said, yes, security is one aspect. So, but we are quite okay. What do you look at when you are giving a loan as a banker? And I must tell you, before joining a non-bank, I was 16 years in a bank. What do you look at? You look at the ability of the borrower to pay back and the intent of the borrower to pay back. These are the two things which you establish when you are giving a loan. And if you can do that online, digitally, and whether the customer defaults or does not default, collateral does not play a part. Recovery sure plays a part in when you are taking a collateral. So we have all these offerings which is there on this platform right now. Unsecured loans can be availed clearly. So I think those capabilities which we have built, and we want small businesses to come and avail and grow along with us. We want someone who has taken a 2 lakh rupees loan today, takes 5 lakhs tomorrow, takes 10 lakhs day after, takes 20. We are in the business of providing financing.
So I have a funding panel later in the evening today, but one common problem that MSMEs face, especially when it comes to the banking sector, वो बोलते हैं कि मैं क्या बैंक मैनेजर मुझे जानता है, he knows my business, but the Excel sheet that he has or the system that generates the decision says you're too risky. So I wanted to know from you, how enabled are your teams on the ground to take entrepreneurial friendly decision? See,
when you run a large organization, there is a framework within which. So on the ground, the credit manager can only take a decision which he has been authorized to take, and that's how you run a large organizations. But clearly, जैसा मैंने पहले बोला कि हमने जो स्कोर कार्ड्स बिल्ड किए हैं, वी आर नॉट ओनली रिलाइंग ऑन द जजमेंटल understanding or underwriting of our credit managers, but we are relying on so many other aspects. So now, through machine learning, through all these scorecards which we have built over a period of time, I think that helps. So it's a faceless, does not know who the borrower is. They are only accessing the data. What is the banking turnover? What is the banking behavior? If in the banking behavior there it shows that outward check bounces हो रहे हैं, yeah, so obviously वो मतलब so वो banking behavior पूरा जो है assess कर लेता है, the system and the scorecard and all of that. What is the income? What is the GST? So all of this has been really clubbed together, and a scorecard has been built, and the system tells us whether the loan is approved or not approved. And when Sirish makes this presentation, you can see that how the system works. Maybe we can give a demo or something like that. System doesn't recognize the other side in terms of it's faceless, but information, full of information on which a decision is taken. So that's how we have really built that. And this scorecard and this engine keeps learning and evolving on a regular basis. So we look at on a monthly basis which cohort is not doing well, which cohort is doing well, क्या challenges हैं, किस market में, किस pin code में, तो वहाँ पे हम tighten कर सकते हैं, कहीं पे उसको relax कर सकते हैं. See, it's all data driven. So organizations are becoming more data driven rather than branch managers sitting there and saying कि अरे आपका Excel sheet and I don't like your face and I don't like your whatever information which you have provided. I think we are trying to do away with that. Some amount will always be there because touch and feel has to be there. अगर हम थोड़ा larger ticket size करें तो our credit managers would like to go and see कि workshop है कि नहीं है, showroom है कि नहीं है, factory है कि नहीं है, factory है तो कैसे है, क्या business model है, कौन buyers हैं, कौन sellers हैं, कौन suppliers हैं. I think that assessment will always happen in a lending business, which we will do. But what I'm trying to say is the needs of majority of the micro business in this country is very small. It's like small individual consumer borrowers. So आज आप अगर आप Amazon पे कोई सामान खरीदते हैं, चाहे Flipkart पे कोई एक मोबाइल खरीदते हैं, there is a checkout financing. Immediately you will get an option. You want to buy this phone, you get so much of loan. You can convert this into EMI. Yeah. So the way the consumer loan has got built over the last 20-25 years. Similarly, now the small MSMEs, SME loans will get built. Consumer loans got built on the backdrop of very strong bureau or credit bureau which has been built over the last 20-25 years. Similarly, now the and majority, if you look at, they are sole proprietorship, partnerships. These are the entities which is there on the MSME. And their behavior is very similar to a consumer. It's not very different. So I think that's what really helping us with all this digitization, the DPIs, the digital public infrastructure which has been built. And what we have done is we have built this platform with the large DPIs which is there, which the government is building. So we are also integrating with that so that anyone, a buyer on that platform wants to take a loan, can really take a loan directly. So something like customer who are coming on Rising Rajasthan and they want financing for their projects or anything like that, I think we can connect on those fronts as well.
Interesting. So I think time's up, but last question, how has the role of lenders evolved over years? And when it comes to AVFL, is it merely about handing over the money and then letting, or are you invested in the business's success? Do you go beyond just giving money and forgetting about it? I mean, not forgetting about it, but how invested are you in the success of a business?
We are completely invested in this business. Also, I'll tell you, I'll share our group ethos, and Mr. Birla always says whatever business he's building for generations. And you know the history of the Birla family and the way they have built. So we are not here for short term. And today we have almost 1,40,000 crores of loan book. And this has been built over the last 12 odd years. If you look at 1,40,000 crores, out of that, 55-60% loan is to the MSME. Yeah. So clearly we are invested. We want to grow even faster because we believe India is a big opportunity. There's no market like India globally because it's a fast growing economy. And this is one of the rare time in the life of any country where you are looking at a 3.8 trillion economy will go to a 5 trillion and a 32 trillion by 2047 and whatever. I think that kind of opportunity you will not find anywhere globally. And we are very excited as a group. And we want to invest. We want to invest in the technology because that's future. That's where I can really reach out to the last and a small business owner. पहले क्या challenge था कि अगर if I am a banker मुझे 1 लाख का लोन देना है, उस लोन को process करने में मेरा 15-20 हज़ार का खर्चा है. So मैं और जबकि margin उस लोन पे 2-3% है, तो how will I ever be able to do a small ticket loan? वो अभी जो है through the investment in technology that has been taken care of. And I think that's what, so we are clearly focused on investing in technology, we are focused on investing in customer service, educating customers, creating awareness for our consumers, and that's the reason partnering with a credible name like Economic Times comes into play. We want to, see, collections in any lending business, collections is key. अगर collections efficiency अच्छी नहीं रहेगी तो मैं we will not be in the business only. Yeah, so forget continuing to invest for generations. So clearly, we look at this business for long term. We are here for long term. We are force for good, as the group slogan is. We are force for good. So clearly, we are looking at investing in this business for long term, trying to optimize the opportunity which small businesses have today in this country in terms of, and look at the kind of encouragement and support which central government is giving, all state governments are giving. Look at the kind of schemes, and I was just going through when Shilpi madam was presenting, the kind of schemes which Rajasthan government is really providing. And with so much of encouragement, support coming in, I think we can build a business which is, we can, for the next Amrit Kal, at least next 25 years, we can see India as a developed country. That's what we are here for.
Perfect. I think that's a perfect note to end on. Thank you so much, Mr. Singh. It's been a wonderful discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I would request Mr. Pran to please present a token of gratitude to Mr. Rakesh for taking out time and being present over here with us and giving us such an insightful fireside chat. Well, Rajasthan has a large diversity of sectors contributing to the economic progress of the state. Our next session is an engaging and insightful panel discussion on deciphering how economic diversity can change the fortunes of the state. Well, let me share with you about India's largest SMEs Awards, MSME Awards, while we set up the stage for the next session. The awards celebrate the excellence in MSMEs and has received over 15,000 entries last year. This year, the MSMEs Awards are hosted by Aditya Birla Finance as the presenting partner. Participation is open for all the micro, small, and medium enterprises across 22 award categories. You can nominate your business by visiting the program website www.etmsmeawards.com. The last date for participation is approaching soon. I now extend a warm welcome to all our panelists for the next panel discussion. A huge round of applause once again, everybody together, for all our panelists, moderator, dignitaries who are present, and the lovely, lovely audience that is over here. Let's march ahead, and I would like to begin by welcoming our panelists on stage. I welcome and invite Ms. Raghushri Poda, the chairperson of FICCI Flow, to please join us. Can we have a huge round of applause for the lovely lady walking towards the stage? Welcome, ma'am. I now welcome, anyway. I now welcome Dr. K.L. Jain, the President of Rajasthan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to please join us for the panel discussion. I welcome Mr. Kuldeep Singh Chandela, the President of Federation of Hospitality and Tourism of Rajasthan, to please join us. Mr. Pankaj Rao, Assistant Commissioner, Industries and Commerce Department, Government of Rajasthan. Joining the panelists for our next discussion, we have Mr. Arvind Gupta, President, Sitapura Gem and Jewelry Industry Association. We have all the panelists, and I would now like to invite our moderator, Mr. Ashish Pandey, Principal Correspondent, economictimes.com, to please join us. Welcome to all the panelists. We have 35 minutes for the panel discussion. All over to you, Ashish.
Hello. Thanks, Sleepy. First of all, I would like to thank the audience here. आप लोग इतने बड़े numbers में आए हैं. Thank you very much. We'll start with the session now. The panel discussion. The topic is economic diversity, how Rajasthan can change its fortunes. I would start with sharing a small rule that we have something around 35-40 minutes with us, and we'll try that each one of us gets equal time, if not more, in the discussion, so it's very clear. And the second thing is the wonderful panel that I have. I would like to have a quick introduction of it. I'll start with sitting next to me is Pankaj Rao. He's Assistant Commissioner, Industries Commerce, Rajasthan. Then we have Dr. Jain. He is President of Rajasthan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, a veteran in the industry in Rajasthan. We have Raghushri Poda, Chairperson, FICCI FLO. And then we have Kuldeep Singh Chandela, President, Federation of Hospitality and Tourism of Rajasthan. And of course, we have Arvind Gupta ji, his President, Sitapura Gem and Jewelry Industry Association. Thank you all for joining us here. I'll start with you, Pankaj. Since you represent the government, I wanted to know, first of all, I was going through the website actually early in the day, and it gives some good numbers about the registered MSMEs in the state. It says something about over 2.6 lakh registered MSMEs. Now, what I want to understand from you, even the audience wants to understand, MSMEs contribute something around 24% to the state GDP, if I'm not wrong. First of all, just make us clear how the industrial ecosystem, especially the MSME ecosystem, has changed in the state over the years, since you must have watched it closely. What is it like now?
Thank you, sir. First, sir, I would like to mention that as per the Udyog registration portal, there are close to 21.9 lakh MSMEs registered in Rajasthan, out of which majority are micro units. And I believe Rajasthan is around at the 4th position in terms of number of MSMEs registered in the state. So over the years, you see Rajasthan being a traditionally agriculture-based economy is fast trying to move towards a industry based economy. Close to 28% of the state value addition, the gross state value addition comes from industries. So we are trying to move towards that direction. And if you see from the government side, there is strong push towards MSMEs. In the latest budget also, you see there is a proposal for MSME policy, there is proposal for export promotion policy, there is proposal for ODOP policy, and there are around 7 new policies which are under process and have been declared in this budget. And with this Rising Rajasthan event, I believe we will see a faster and rapid industrialization in our times to come. And if you see the latest investment scheme also, there is a clear focus also on green and sustainable growth for MSMEs.
फाइन दिस वे कमिंग टू यू डॉक्टर जैन, आप इस फील्ड के वेटरन हैं. मैं आपसे ये पूछता हूँ सर कि आप राजस्थान चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स और इंडस्ट्री को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं और हमको सबको भली भांति पता है कि 70 साल से ऊपर इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को राजस्थान में टाइम हो चुका है. तो आपने तो इनसाइड आउट सब कुछ देखा है. अब आप बताइए, पंकज जी ने एक पर्सपेक्टिव दिया जो इनको लगता है सरकार की तरफ से क्या है. आप बताइए कि हाउ इम्पॉर्टेंट, अगर आपकी इंडस्ट्री एसोसिएशन की बात की जाए, उसका क्या रोल रहता है सर इन टर्म्स ऑफ बूस्टिंग एसएमईज इन द स्टेट.
जब मुश्किल से 10-12 इंडस्ट्रीज होती थी, वो भी खास करके टेक्सटाइल्स की, और स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री का एज सच कोई क्लासिफिकेशन नहीं था. लेकिन 1959 में डी देन मनु भाई शाह उस वक्त इंडस्ट्रीज मिनिस्टर थे भारत सरकार के, और स्वर्गीय मोहनलाल जी सुखाड़िया चीफ मिनिस्टर थे राजस्थान के. उस वक्त एक कंसेप्ट चला स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज़ को जापान की स्टडी के बेसिस के ऊपर कि कंपोनेंट बेस इंडस्ट्री स्मॉल स्केल में डेवलप हो और सेंट्रल असेंबली बड़ी इंडस्ट्री उसको असेंबल करके माल को बेचे. उस वक्त पहला इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट 22 गोदाम, जो जयपुर के रहने वाले हैं वो जानते होंगे, वहाँ पर बनी, करीब 100 शेड्स बनी, और उसमें बहुत से कुछ दिल्ली के भी कुछ राजस्थान के भी आने लगे, और इस प्रकार ये धीरे धीरे इसका एक्सपांशन होता रहा. और आज स्थिति यह है कि राजस्थान में करीब 12 लाख स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज रजिस्टर हैं, लेकिन उसमें 80% के करीब आर्टिजन्स हैं, माइक्रो जिसे कहते हैं. इसका जिक्र हम सब करते हैं. अभी हमारे बिरला फाइनेंस, आदित्य बिरला फाइनेंस वाले भी कह रहे थे कि वो छोटे छोटे लोन्स आजकल डिजिटलाइजेशन के ज़माने में ऑनलाइन सिस्टम करने से बहुत जल्दी मिलता है. तो इंडस्ट्रीज़ का एक्चुअली एंसिलराइजेशन इसका प्ररूप होना चाहिए, ताकि जिससे स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज़ काफ़ी मात्रा में बढ़े भी, टर्नओवर भी बढ़े, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी भी बढ़े, एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन भी हो. लेकिन होता क्या है, स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री में वो एक आदमी होता है, वही सब कुछ देखता है, प्लानिंग देखता है, सब कुछ देखता है. तो वक्त ही आ गया है. अभी तो खैर नेचुरली प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब की टास्क फोर्स स्कीम है, उसमें बहुत सी सहूलियतें हैं. राजस्थान सरकार ने भी की हैं, भारत सरकार की भी बहुत सी योजनाएं हैं. उन योजनाओं के माध्यम से काफ़ी इसका विकास हो रहा है, और जो भविष्य आने वाला है वो निश्चित तौर पर भागीदारी स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज़ की बढ़ेगी. अब राजस्थान चैम्बर का आपने रोल पूछा है, हम हमेशा प्रारंभ से ही उसको हैंड होल्डिंग सर्विसेज देते हैं, चाहे वो रजिस्ट्रेशन की कनेक्टिविटी हो, चाहे बैंक की कनेक्टिविटी हो, चाहे मार्केटिंग की कनेक्टिविटी हो. उसके अलावा पॉलिसी में हमारा दखल होता है, पॉलिसी फॉर्मेशन में भी. डिफरेंट जो एडवाइजरी कमेटीज़ हैं, रिज़र्व बैंक की रीजनल कमेटी का में है, जिसमें मॉनिटरिंग करते हैं वो स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज़ का पीएसयू बैंक से और अदर बैंकों से कितना फाइनेंस मिला. अब बहुत सी ऐसी योजनाएं जैसे क्रेडिट गारंटी स्कीम ट्रस्ट है, उसका कवरेज अभी बैंक्स नहीं लेते हैं. अभी वो बैंक्स अगर कवरेज लें, राजस्थान में करीबन 38% के आसपास कवरेज है, भारत सरकार में देखें तो 60% के करीब कवरेज है. तो मेरा ऐसा मानना, राजस्थान चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स का रोल सदैव स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज को बढ़ाने वाला रहा, चाहे कम्युनिकेशन हो, चाहे उनका रजिस्ट्रेशन हो, चाहे जीएसटी में रजिस्ट्रेशन हो, और उनकी तकलीफ़ों का निराकरण करके जो ग्रीवेंस रिड्यूसल प्रोग्राम है। इसके अलावा हमारा चैम्बर के अंदर एक एमएसएमई एडवाइजरी सेल है, प्रोजेक्ट डिवीज़न है, वो प्रोजेक्ट डिवीज़न क्लस्टर्स को डेवलप करता। अभी तक हमने 5 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में 17 क्लस्टर्स को डेवलप किया है। पानी देना थोड़ा। क्राफ्ट्स के बहुत से क्लस्टर्स को हमने जीआई इंडिकेशन दिलवाया, जैसे सांगानेर हैंड ब्लॉक प्रिंटिंग है, बगरू हैंड प्रिंटिंग है, और प्रतापगढ़ का थेवा है। इस प्रकार करीब 12-13 जीआई इंडिकेशन दिलाएं, मार्केटिंग सपोर्ट देते हैं। तो हमारा रोल जो है वो एक तरह से फ्रेंडली या ब्रदरली फ्रॉम बिगनिंग टू एंड उसके साथ रहने का है। और प्रोजेक्ट डिवीज़न हमारा बराबर निरंतर नए करता है, उसमें खास हमारा फोकस वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट।
ठीक है। Raghushri, coming to, since Jain Saab mentioned about the CEO of MSME who does everything in the company. I remember I was having a discussion down south in India, a veteran MSME, I won't take the name of the person. He said that CEO stands for MSMEs का क्या है? Chief of Everything Officer. So that's right, I guess, because he's involved in all the works that are required to be done. Anyways, coming to you, Raghushri, since you represent the FLO and the Jaipur FLO's chapter you come from, I would like to ask the role of women, women-led businesses. And when we are talking about Jaipur, not only Jaipur, I guess in the different cities also in Rajasthan as a whole unit, what's the role that FLO's Jaipur chapter is playing in supporting women-led businesses in Jaipur and of course Rajasthan?
Thank you. And first I would like to tell you, FICCI is Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. FLO is the women's organization. So ये बहुत important है जानना, कोई बोलता आपके क्लब में क्या हो रहा है, कोई बोल रहा है आपके किटी में क्या हो रहा है.
Kitty and clubs.
So it has to be told to people, this is a business organization. So thank you for representing FICCI here, and so that we are able to make people aware of our organization. देखिए FICCI जयपुर में हमारे जो चेयरपर्सन हैं, जो फाउंडर चेयर हैं नीता जी बूचरा, वो लेकर आए थे 19 साल करीब पहले. So it is 19-year-old. Now 19-year-old back Jaipur, I started business in my family, joint conservative Marwari business family. I was alone going to Sitapura, and वो जंगल होता था. So my friends used to say, oh, you're going to earn money, so we don't like you anymore, you're not with us. But today, all my friends, believe me, are joined their business in some form. So this is revolution, what small step brings in a city and society. Now what we do to uplift people. So FICCI mein we do programs from grassroots level. So we conducted a digital literacy workshop in a Bani Park. It's a small place with the Barodia Basti. वहाँ पे 50 women out of 100 women we invited from grassroots level were household worker, unorganized sector. So they all were earning money, but they didn't have the bank account. So 50% homemade buys had no bank account. And ये वाली हमने pre-budget में योजना बताई थी भारत सरकार को, जब हमें बुलाया गया था कि this is what we are facing, that women doesn't know banking. She said bank में कौन जाएगा? This is male work.
And these are the businesses you're talking about where women are taking the lead in the family. If I'm not.
This is at the grassroots level, what FICCI is doing.
Level, okay.
So we go and we tell the government about this stuff, that this is what they are at the pressure. So digital literacy, financial literacy at a grassroots level. And when we try to procure it from different workshops, we get to know that there's a lack of education in women. Then we go up to the medium sector, where the women is CEO of companies, entrepreneurs. There we do motivational workshops, like we called Aman Gupta from Shark Tank. He motivated the startup series for us. Then we do different business organization workshops, like we did with MSME. Shilpi ji was there to, address all of us for Ficky Flow ladies about the, you know, the technicalities. And believe me, after that, so many women have done the trademark of their logos, because this was one of things which was lacking. So this is the part of Ficky. So what is Ficky is doing is converting its neighborhood, local women, you know, the heart of it into a culture of economics, right? So we are culturally developing women into economic forms. So it's not only that just part that, you know, your household activity, but how you grow and motivate. So when 850 women of Ficky Flow Jaipur chapter gather together, they motivate each other. And this motivation is so important. Acha, tum bhi kaam kar rahi ho. I shall also go and join my business. So this is where the empowerment of culture is developed. So business is again a culture development. This is what we do in Ficky Flow.
Along with the culture development, I guess all the unorganized businesses are coming into the organized form now.
Yeah, and we do a lot of workshops, and we have been supported by even government agencies.
Fine.
And that is also very important.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Kuldeep Singh ji, अब आपके पास आते हैं sir. I met Kuldeep ji in the morning, and we had a very fruitful discussion. We were talking about this, sir, if you remember, we were talking about contribution of the tourism in the state GDP, and we were discussing it between 10 to 12%, something like that. And we finally arrived at there was a consensus at 12%, and also the government says so. मैं ये जानना चाह रहा हूँ सर, सबसे राजस्थान में जब टूरिज्म का जो डेवलपमेंट है वो एक बहुत बड़े लेवल पे है, and of course it's famous worldwide for its tourism, but there is always a scope, and the government knows this. Pankaj ji इस पे agree करेंगे. So from you being a veteran in this industry, I want to understand, sir, कि how are you modernizing the tourism approach? If we just talk about Rajasthan, also how do you leverage the rich cultural heritage जो अभी है उसके साथ compromise नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन further कुछ आप नया मॉडल डेवलप करेंगे? Anything आप इसके ऊपर कुछ व्यूज हैं सर आपके?
बोलेंगे. सबसे पहले तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आपने इनवाइट किया. टूरिज्म राजस्थान का एक महत्वपूर्ण बिजनेस है. पहले हम पर्यटन व्यवसायी कहलाते थे, होटल कराते थे, लेकिन पिछली सरकार ने हमको उद्योग का दर्जा दिया है, तो अब हम उद्योगपतियों में आ गए. So tourism is an industry now, and anybody who is working into industries and investing in industries is an industrialist. So ये हमारा अपग्रेडेशन हुआ सबसे पहले तो. दूसरा, प्रेजेंट गवर्नमेंट के बहुत अच्छे प्रोग्राम्स हैं टूरिज्म को लेके. इंटरनेशनल मार्केटिंग पे प्रेजेंट गवर्नमेंट बहुत जोर दे रही है. आदरणीय हमारी जो टूरिज्म मिनिस्टर है, उस डिप्टी सीएम ऑल्सो प्रिंसेस ऑफ जयपुर.
सर आप एक चीज आप बता रहे थे सुबह कि रिप्रेजेंटेशन फॉरेन कंट्रीज में अब किस तरह से वो बढ़ी है कि पहले इतना.
अब ऐसे कर रहे हैं उसको कि जो हमारी ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर से डिस्कस हुआ था, उसमें we had proposed her couple of things, and then she herself said, once we went there to ask her about Rajasthan domestic travel mart, which our federation does every year. She said, why do you promote Rajasthan in Rajasthan only? Why don't you promote Rajasthan going abroad? It's a very good idea. So then we took this idea also from her, and then we started working on it. And recently in September, me and Mr. Tarun Bansal, who is the president of Hotel Restaurant Association of Rajasthan, we both went to Paris. And वहाँ पे टॉप रेजा में हमने पार्टिसिपेट किया था. डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ टूरिज्म गवर्नमेंट ऑफ राजस्थान हैड पैविलियन देयर, एंड वी वर देयर विद देम. नाउ Honorable Minister has suggested that let's list out all the international fairs where we can participate. So we have given that list. Now she's appointing the officers and all much in advance. So officers also, they prepare about their trip to the country where they are going. And then in America, there are no travel shows, travel marts. So she said, why don't we approach the association there, the NRIs and all, and we talk to them? Because it is Modi's, Honorable Prime Minister's vision about VED in India. So we are looking opportunities in Rajasthan, and Rajasthan itself is a destination for the weddings. So we'll be going to America now, and we'll be meeting all these people. We are doing seminars, we'll be doing road shows. And apart from attending the travel marts in the same country, then we'll be doing the road shows also, where we'll be inviting the tour operators and media people and all, and we'll be talking to them. So this is a new practice we are going to start, and we are sure that the inbound tourism, which comes from foreign countries, will definitely increase. The fear, thanks to domestic tourism who saved us after COVID, but now we do see that the domestic tourism is getting a little lesser now because of the new destinations which are opened, be it Ayodhya, be it Banaras, be it Ujjain. So tourist, the domestic tourism is going there most of the
एक तरह
time.
से religious tourism के लिए
Religious tourism, yeah.
बात कर सकते हैं.
So we are also working on the same lines here now, and the present government in the budget, they have given a lot of sanctions for the religious sites also in Rajasthan. So they'll be developing religious sites. The one religious site which was very important, where Kapil Muni came and did his tapasya there, Kolayat near Bikaner, which was isolated for quite some time. Now the government has taken it up also. So like Pushkar, that will be also developed now. So new destination in Rajasthan are very important, because Jaipur, Udaipur, Jaisalmer, we don't want them to become just event cities for the weddings and the parties. So for leisure tourism and all, we want to develop other regions of Rajasthan. Like Banswara we have. Banswara is a 100 island city there. Now with the islands there, we can do a lot of tourist activities. Also it is touching the border of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. So we can have the Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh flow there. Then we have got Hadoti region. The local association there are working very hard. We are also requesting the government to invest there and develop Hadoti region, or be it Jalabad and Dholpur area also. These are the areas where less tourists go. So if we, and the border tourism of course, near Bikaner, the Sanchu border is open for the tourists now. So the domestic tourists can go and visit the border, and across the border you can see the Pakistani side there, and the Pakistani post there. You can see the movements there also. It is very interesting and very important for the youth, the school and college students, to go there and see in what conditions our soldiers live there. So it is very, very important. So good that it is open now. Air connectivity is also improving.
वो हमने शायद पॉलिसी और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की भी एक बात की थी, उसके लिए मैं आपके पास सेकंड राउंड में आऊँगा, उस पर बात करेंगे. अब हम आते हैं अरविंद जी, आपके पास आते हैं. सिंस यू रिप्रेजेंट जेम एंड ज्वेलरी एसोसिएशन और आप बहुत वेटरन हैं इसके, अब मैं आपसे क्लियरली एक डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ कि हाउ इज द इंडस्ट्री परफॉर्मिंग?
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me on this panel discussion. Gem and jewelry sector is always an important sector for Rajasthan government, and it has been performing so well in last few years. अगर हम डेटा की बात करें तो 2022-23 में राजस्थान से we have exported more than 9,500 crore rupees, and it rose to 11,000 crores in 2023-24. Out of that, only 5,000 crores we did from our Sitapura industrial area, which is remarkable. If you go the country-wide, so gem and jewelry sector right now, it's a $85 billion business in our country. And Rajasthan is contributing huge in that, especially in the bridal sector. If you go to any wedding, जो भी हम कुंदन मीना जड़ाऊ ज्वेलरी की बात करते हैं, it is primarily dominating by Jaipur jewelers. So we are the ones who are manufacturing this in Jaipur and Bikaner. So it's a very important sector for sure for Rajasthan.
फाइन. सर, मैडम शिल्पी जी जब थे उन्होंने एक क्लस्टर की बात की थी, और शायद आप ही को वो एक तरह से रेफर कर रहे थे, वो क्लस्टर पे थोड़ा सा अगर बात करें.
So right now we are in discussion with the RICO. So we are closely, in the final discussions to take over one land of 16,000 meters to develop clusters in Sitapura zone. So which is, that is why, I think 2 weeks back when Shilpi ji was in Sitapura, हम उसी के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, and soon we are going to sign papers with the RICO for this cluster development. Yeah, we are working on it. Yeah.
Fine, fair enough. Pankaj ji, coming back to you. Yes. I have some data I was searching on the internet, and it clearly says that the Rajasthan government aims to establish 20,000 new MSMEs, and they are aiming at attracting an investment of around rupees 10,000 crores, and of course creating 1 lakh jobs. Sir, isme exports play a very big role also.
Yes, definitely.
I want to understand from you, sir, what about the export that the government, what's the kind of policy that the government is aiming at with respect to the exports? Also the aspects of ease of doing business, land costs, affordable land costs, or easy finance. Finance is a major problem for most of the MSMEs. Of course, as everybody mentioned, and micro play a big role in the small business sector in Rajasthan. Please tell us something about that.
In terms of exports, if you see since if you compare data from 21-22 to last year's data, there is around 60% increase in exports. As sir mentioned, gems jewelry has already crossed 11,000 crores. Then engineering goods is more than 16,000 crores. So Rajasthan is doing good in terms of exports, and there is good amount of growth also there. Now promoting exports, you can see in two ways. First is giving incentives to exporters through the policy, and as budget has already announced that we will come with the export promotion policy. So if it will be announced, it is in draft stage. Second, being an exporter, you also are basically doing business in the state, so you also need land, finance, etc. at a lower cost. So if you see the Rajasthan investment promotion scheme which has recently come, there are capital incentives there are interest subvention incentives there are tax cuts also available, some state tax up to 75% are all being returned. So in terms of that schemes, we are trying to bring the cost of financing lower. Then in terms of land, as sir already mentioned, RICO is doing a very good work in terms of developing industrial areas and trying to provide industries with land, and also at the ecosystem also can be developed around that, so that जो basic infrastructure है वो कम cost पे और ट्रंक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बेसिकली गवर्नमेंट से मिल सके. इसके अलावा आप देखें दिल्ली मुंबई इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर जो जा रहा है उससे वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग अ लॉट ऑफ एक्सपोर्ट्स फ्रॉम द स्टेट विल इंक्रीज. So this is the way forward. And in terms of investment, I think in Rising Rajasthan we are targeting a much more amount of investment than you mentioned. Ma'am already mentioned that in Jaipur city DIC only a 45,000 crore has already crossed. So there are a lot of investments coming in, and we hope that in future that investment will actually turn up on the ground, and a lot of exports will also improve based on that.
Okay, fine. Dr. Jain, सेम क्वेश्चन बट आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क इन दिस वे कि आप मुझे कोई 3 चैलेंजेस बताइए सर जो प्रायोरिटी पे आप रखते हैं 1 2 3 एमएसएमई सेक्टर के लिए आपके हिसाब से जयपुर में राजस्थान में.
एक्सपोर्ट के पॉइंट ऑफ
एक्सपोर्ट करिए या ओवरऑल पॉलिसी की बात करिए या फिर डोमेस्टिक परफॉर्मेंस की बात करिए.
टर्नओवर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से एक्सपोर्ट के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू हर साल ईयर ऑन ईयर देयर इज अ ग्रोथ इन एक्सपोर्ट. अभी मेरे ख्याल से मार्च 24 तक टोटल राजस्थान का एक्सपोर्ट करीबन 75,000 करोड़ रुपए के आसपास.
83,704 crore. It has already.
उसमें सभी सेक्टर इन्वॉल्व में जेम एंड ज्वेलरी है, एपरल्स है, वुलन कारपेट्स है, हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स है, वुडन फर्नीचर है, आयरन फर्नीचर है, फार्मास्यूटिकल्स है, केमिकल्स हैं, ऑल टोल्ड सारा मिनरल्स हैं. राजस्थान की जो इस वक्त की पॉलिसीज़ है वो पॉलिसी बिल्कुल बिजनेस फ्रेंडली पॉलिसी है, लेकिन कुछ अपवाद हैं. जैसे होटल वाला मामला है कि बहुत से अभी कन्वर्जन अभी लैंड का बहुत दिनों से नहीं हुआ है. वो शायद अब आजकल डीम्ड वाली बात अभी एक रिसेंटली उन्होंने निकाला है कि अगर टाइम बाउंड में नहीं होता है तो यू कैन टेक इज अ डीम्ड कन्वर्जन ऑफ द लैंड. तो बहुत से करीब 10,000 स्मॉल होटल्स हैं, उनको फ़ायदा इंडस्ट्री की चूँकि कैटेगराइजेशन हो गया है. उसी तरह से वेयर हाउसिंग वाली बात चल रही थी, अभी रिको ने उसमें रिवीजन किया है और सेक्टर इंडस्ट्रीज़ की कहा है रिसेंटली दे विल कम आउट विद अ नोटिफिकेशन टू डिक्लेयर वेयर हाउसिंग एज आल्सो एज ए इंडस्ट्री. सिमिलरली देर आर वेरी which brought to the knowledge of the Chief Minister. I think the redressal forum has already taken care of it. And infrastructure development, so far the road connectivity, etc. is concerned, they are already on job. But the main, so far as small scale industry is concerned, main comes the issue is the marketing and the finance. Finance, when I say adequate finance and timely finance. PSU banks, they are supposed to do it as per the RBI norms, 10% year on year growth of the loan as well as the account should be there. Similarly, there should be out of the 60% loan, 10% should go. But none of the bank come to the parameter. barring about 2-3 banks who were working online, every bank is now accepting online. As rightly said by Mr. Singh, still in spite of all these things online and UPI and all this, they are still hesitant. And we have been always thrashing upon it that the State Bankers Committee, which is headed by the Chief Secretary, and Secretary of that committee is the Bank of Baroda. I said, even you talk of the government schemes, why don't you talk about the SME finance which have been given or not? Actually, in piecemeal, some banks, you know, they give me piecemeal. When I go to NBFC like that, Adit Birla Group, I was talking to Mr. Singh, he said rate of interest differs from individual to individual. I mean, that is also a problematic stage, but I think he can solve it because he has a good experience of 16 years of earlier banking system. What I mean is, the microfinance, you know, NBFC means microfinance. There I come caught, 24%, 22%, 16%, that makes my project unviable. So this is that's why it is being harped upon on the banks, PSU banks. Even Sitaramanji has recently increased about 50,000 crores of rupees they have given in this budget for small scale industries to the PSU banks. And SBI one time they used to be the very friendly one, but this time, now what happens to you? That SBI is little conservative. I would call it conservative. But nevertheless, I'm a man of positive thinking. I think things will improve. And Prime Minister's सपना जो उनका है कि स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री ग्रोथ का इंजन है, वो ग्रोथ का इंजन इसलिए है कि जब जितनी जल्दी स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री सबसे ज़्यादा यूथ को भी, अधेड़ को भी और लेडीज़ को भी एम्प्लॉयमेंट सबसे ज़्यादा देता है. और अभी बहुत सी जो SCR फंड्स हैं उसमें बहुत से NGOs अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. दे आर आल्सो हेल्पिंग. व्हाट इज़ रिक्वायर्ड इज़ कि R&D का और इनोवेशन स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है. प्रोडक्ट मिक्स भी ज़रूरी है. एंड आई थिंक सच लाइक इंस्टीट्यूशंस जैसे आदित्य बिरला बताते हैं, दे आर इवन फाइनेंसिंग R&D एंड इनोवेशन, उसको भी फाइनेंस करते हैं. तो मेरे को लगता है the future is very bright. And so far this chamber is concerned, you know, we are a very good friend, not only to MSME but to the entire, our contribution to Rising Rajasthan through members of the Rajasthan Chamber of Commerce have been 95,000 crores of rupees. So I think this is a good opportunity, and everybody is going to avail. Our Chief Minister is busy in going here and there, and he has been able to muster at least about so far 19 lakh crore worth MOUs and allies have been so far executed, and time is still there. It may touch about 25 lakhs crores or something. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity.
Okay, Raghushri, yeah. Same question, but I will include two aspects to it. The challenges, of course, because I'll talk you with respect to the women-led businesses. The challenges in terms of the regulatory hurdles and tech adoption, technology. What do you have to say about that?
So, you know what, I always believe business is never perfect. It's always progressive. आप जिस दिन सोचते हो आप put this technology, after 15 days there's new technology come up and there's a competition again with your co-partner. And there when you feel कि okay, today there is a full stop to my work and today I am the best, and there you lack it. So we have to be progressive, adaptive, and उसके लिए we have to be informative. तो मेरी इच्छा है कि जैसे रिको जहाँ इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया देता है वहाँ पे एक काउंसलिंग सेल डेवलप करे. So supposing there is a textile industry, now there you are facing a challenge, and if you are a women entrepreneur, now you don't have joint families to discuss. So these counseling cell should be developed where women can also go freely, discuss about technology. Now we come from a generation where we used to do things designing on paper. Now technology is CAD. It is not easy to adapt, but if there's a counseling things, you are able to understand that how you progress. So I think these cells should be put in by government in all industrial area regarding all the kind of industries that Rajasthan has. So we belong to MSME sector, and mostly our industries are textile, jewelry, and of course tourism. and upcoming handicrafts and potteries and block printers. So anything can go more progressive with the right mentoring. So चाहे वो technology based हो, चाहे MSME based हो, I think we should have awareness camps and maybe forever a cell developed, and it should be told to all the industries that when there's a problem, you can go a step ahead. So वही है progressive and knowing more about technology.
Approach will help ultimately. That's fine. Kuldeep ji, your mic काम नहीं कर रहा है. It's fine. Okay. वो आपको टूरिज्म को स्टेट में इंडस्ट्री का दर्जा मिल गया है, तो उसके लिए तो आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई है. अब दूसरी चीज़ मैं ये पूछ रहा था सर कि ये तो हो गया, अब इसके बाद क्या है? चैलेंजेस की बात की जाए, खास तौर पे हॉस्पिटैलिटी इंडस्ट्री की बात की जाए, तो इट्स वेरी प्रोन टू द सीजनल ट्रेंड्स, और आपका होटल टैरिफ्स एंड ऑल मेनी अदर थिंग्स आर रिलेटेड टू इट, जिसमें आपका कंट्रोल नहीं है. तो इन चैलेंजेस को, टू एड्रेस दिस चैलेंजेस, व्हाट डू यू थिंक शुड हैपन, and what are the global best practices that you think कि हाँ ये दुनिया में ये होता है, we should also try to implement this in Rajasthan. Anything you want to say on this?
देखिए, सबसे पहले अगर राजस्थान में टूरिज्म की बात करें और इसको ग्लोबल लेवल पे सोचें, तो सबसे ज़रूरी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की.
इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, राइट.
रोड्स अच्छी हो गई, नो डाउट, बट देन आज आप जयपुर से उदयपुर जाना है तो एक फ़्लाइट सुबह, एक फ़्लाइट शाम को है. अगर आपको जयपुर से जैसलमेर जाना है तो शायद फ़्लाइट नहीं है, बट जयपुर से बीकानेर जाना है तो हर तीसरे दिन एक फ़्लाइट है. ये नहीं होना चाहिए. हमने सरकार से भी निवेदन किया है कि आप का बड़ा बजट है, आप कुछ सब्सिडी दीजिए एयरलाइंस को, so that airlines can operate in the summer time also and a regular basis also, and we can have regular flights to Jaisalmer, Bikaner, Jodhpur, Udaipur, all these places. And when we are talking of the new destinations, unless we put airstrips there, we can't have the new destinations developed also. So like Samay Madhopur is developed. सर नो जी, सर ने तो खूब हवाई जहाज उतारे वहाँ पे अपने ज़माने में, और फैक्ट्री होती थी जब सर की वहाँ, तो आज भी वहाँ पे एयर स्ट्रिप है, उसकी मरम्मत हुई है, एयरक्राफ्ट आने लग गए हैं छोटे वाले, हेलीपैड्स हो गए हैं, हेलीकॉप्टर्स आते हैं, तो टूरिज़्म बढ़ रहा है. टूरिज़्म बढ़ाने के लिए आपको कनेक्टिविटी देनी पड़ेगी. आज उदयपुर जयपुर के बीच में वंदे भारत चलती थी, इतनी बढ़िया ट्रेन है, उसकी अब फ्रिक्वेंसी 3 ट्रेन वीकली हो गई है, जहाँ पहले ज़्यादा थी. इसको बढ़ाने के बजाय कम कर दिया है.
डिमांड का भी तो सर इसमें कुछ फैक्टर
देखिए, डिमांड के लिए आपको मार्केटिंग करनी पड़ेगी. इतनी बढ़िया ट्रेन है ये, अगर आप वही जो रेगुलर ट्रेन में जाएंगे तो आज भी आपको उसमें डब्बा चेन से बंधा हुआ मिलेगा. तो उसका मतलब ये है कि अगर टूरिस्ट पूछेगा भाई कि चेन से बंधा हुआ डब्बा क्यों है, इसका मतलब कि हम चोर हैं कि हम ये डब्बा लेके भी चले जाएंगे. तो ये बहुत, और लेडीज़ जब ट्रैवल करती हैं तो ट्रेन के अंदर इसका यही अवॉइड करती हैं, बिकॉज टॉयलेट्स की फैसिलिटी अच्छी नहीं होती. वंदे भारत एक ट्रेन थी जहाँ पे टॉयलेट फैसिलिटीज़ भी बढ़िया थी. मुझे बड़ा दुख हुआ जब वो फ्रिक्वेंसी उसकी कम कर दी गई, क्योंकि हम टूरिस्ट भेजने लग गए थे उसके अंदर उदयपुर के लिए, इतनी बढ़िया कनेक्टिविटी थी. ये ज़रूर है कि अब 3 ट्रेन उदयपुर से आगरा कर दी उन्होंने, उससे टूरिज़्म को भी बल मिलेगा वहाँ जाने का. दैट इज़ फाइन, बट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे एयर एंड ट्रेन के ऊपर काम करने की थोड़ी ज़रूरत है.
That's fine. Arvind ji, coming to the last question of the session, and मेरा क्वेश्चन वही रहेगा सर. द नंबर्स दैट यू हैड मेंशनड, आई आल्सो फाउंड आउट द सेम नंबर्स कि जब हम ज्वेलरी की फिस्कल 23 में बात करते हैं, एक्सपोर्ट अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 10,000 crores or 12,000 crores in fiscal 24. I was talking to some experts the other day before coming to Rajasthan. What they said was कि ठीक है, there are many other factors that are impacting the industry, but one of the main factors is the shortage of skilled labor. इस पे आप बताइए सर, शॉर्टेज ऑफ स्किल लेबर पे मतलब कितना बड़ा इम्पैक्ट है सर इस टाइम पे? हाउ मच इम्पैक्ट आर वी सीइंग ऑन द सेक्टर दैट यू रिप्रेजेंट?
हमारी एसोसिएशन स्किल डेवलपमेंट पे रेगुलरली काम कर रही है, एंड वी आर ऑर्गेनाइजिंग रेगुलर प्रोग्राम्स टू डेवलप all kind of manpower from labor to white collars. One. Other than that, let me tell you, in every factory, we have a skill development program in our companies, in all our factories. So I don't think we have huge shortage about the skill development or the manpower which we needed in our companies. In our association or in our companies, to every person whom we train, we pay them 8,500 rupees to give them training. We don't charge anything from them. तो हम उन सब लोग, तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि स्किल डेवलपमेंट की जिसने भी आपको से ये बात कही, ये इशू कोई बहुत बड़ा इशू है, बिकॉज वी हैव एम्पल ऑफ मैन पावर अवेलेबल फॉर ट्रेनिंग. वन, इफ़ वी पे देम, हम अगर फ्री में लेना चाहेंगे, बिकॉज दे डोंट हैव मनी टू come to our factory. So we are paying them to train them, like 8,500, which is the amount I said. So manpower is available. Yes, अगर हम बात करें कि white collar manpower की बात करें, so that manpower we have a shortage of that. So we are working on it कि हम कैसे engineers या उस तरह के manpower को हमारी industry में encourage कर सकें. Because अभी तक क्या था, इतने सालों से gem and jewelry को एक वो सेक्टर माना जाता था जो स्किल जहाँ पे एजुकेटेड क्लास की जरूरत नहीं होती थी, ऐसा माना जाता था. बट दैट system has changed already.
So now you're contributing.
We have 130 factories which are ultra equipped. We have all kind of technologies which are available in the world. So हम लोग उस तरह के मैन पावर को अभी ट्रेन करने में लगे हुए हैं, but the labor we have available and we are training them like anything. So there is no problem of that. 100%.
That is, I guess, time is up for us, and it was wonderful having discussion with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for inviting us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and I would request Mr. Ashish to please present a token of gratitude to all our panelists. I would request all our panelists to be with us on the stage, and thank you for sharing your knowledge, your insights with us. This was an engaging panel discussion on economic diversity. Thank you so much once again to all the panelists. We now march ahead to our next set of panel discussion, which is on funding the big challenge for small businesses. This is our next segment, and I would like to invite our panelists on the stage. I welcome and invite Ms. Neeta Butra, designer, social entrepreneur, motivational speaker, and celebrity columnist, to please join us. Can we please give a huge round of applause for Ms. Neeta joining us over here for the next session. Joining them, we have Mr. Pradeep Mehta, Secretary General, CUTS International. And to moderate the panel discussion, we have once again Mr. Pran over here with us. This is a panel discussion on funding the big challenge for small businesses. Please give a huge round of applause for our panelist and our moderator over here. Over to you, Mr. Pran. Thank you.
Works? Perfect. Great. So, thank you, Mr. Mehta, Ms. Neeta, for joining us today. And let's get started. Let me first come to you, Ms. Neeta. From your interactions with numerous small businesses in the state, what do you think are some of the biggest challenges that MSMEs face currently?
Well, first of all, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here in this beautiful auditorium with a wonderful audience. And of course, the Aditya Birla Capital Finance, money makes the world go round. So that's also very important. Yeah, so, well, like you said, the challenges, funding constraints. That is one of the challenges. Then there are, many challenges like infrastructure challenges. Like, there are a lot of power cuts and everything happening here. Then, like you were just discussing, these are manpower retention. And, first of all, first is acquiring them, getting them, and to retain them becomes a challenge. And there are a lot of challenges. A lot of access to finance is one of them.
Mr. Mehta, if we can come to access to finance, that's been a perennial issue for for MSMEs. What do you think are your current credit conditions for MSMEs? This is in the context of affordability and accessibility. Is it getting any better?
As we heard from Rakesh Singh, there is a general momentum in the country in order to ensure that SMEs are properly funded. If you heard Nirmala Sitharaman making a speech, allocated 100 crore rupees to banks so that they're able to use that money as a risk money to advance to SMEs. Let me go back to the earlier question which you asked Neeta. I myself run a small industry many years ago, and as was pointed out by the moderator of the earlier session, I was also chief of everything. I was the chairman, I was the labor welfare officer, and I was the marketing manager and so on and so forth. So I've gone through the pains of running a small industry. Well, to speak modestly, I must say that people who run small industries in that manner are supermen. I mean, you have to acknowledge that fact. And it did take a long time. I'm talking about 80s, those days. I mean, I gave up my business long ago. And we often had to deal with only public sector banks. There was no NBFCs, no private sector banks, or you could go to a money lender to borrow at usurious interest. So that one has to see as to what is the kind of market conditions that prevail for small industries to be able to prosper. Now, for a long time, there was a problem of collateral, that unless you have collateral, bankers were very conservative. Bank managers were very conservative because they grew up in that kind of atmosphere. There was a socialist economy at that time. And some of the hangovers still persist. So the problem is this. Now let me go to a larger question, Pran, which we've done a lot of field work also. There are productivity problems with small industries here. Take garments, for example. Let me take garments as an example in order to show you that if you look at the way Bangladesh has prospered, every garment factory is medium to large. There's no small industry. We have actually done field work with small garment factories in Rajasthan. You'll be surprised, Pran, but labor is often paid less than even minimum. Exploitation is so much. Secondly, and as Neeta was pointing out, the other problem that SMEs face is very high power prices in Rajasthan. It's very, very odd that your domestic power is cheaper than industrial power. Very odd. Doesn't happen in any country of the world. But in India, this is the kind of anomaly which exists, that you have to make industrial power so they're able to produce less. Now, you know, for several years, these questions have been raised in Parliament, the Standing Committee, and all that kind of thing, yet we don't find any solution. For the simple reason that our power sector is sick. It's terribly sick, as you know. In spite of deregulation, what has happened is, you know, it's been a mess. So now going back to this point, I compared Bangladesh. There was an agreement in the WTO on textiles and clothing, and that expired in 2005. And Bangladesh was very worried that if it expires, then all their quota system would go away. On the contrary, they proved to be far better than they even beat India. Bangladesh became, you know, after China, they became the #2 exporters of garments. What we have not thought about is how do we ensure that we are able to look at scale. Scale is so important in many of these sectors. Gems jewelry is different, handicrafts is different, but where you need scale, we have to think like this. Our problem is our thinking is so muddled. Also, you know, fine, small is beautiful, yes, but to a point. Where you require large, can we not, you know, look at things the way how it can grow large? And there, financing then becomes important. Financing has to be liberal, has to look at the quality of the entrepreneur, and whether he or she is able to deliver the goods or not.
Right. Neil, coming to, you know, is funding a bigger problem for women-led organizations? And, you know, as a founder of FICCI Flow in Jaipur and the national president of FICCI Flow, how important is it then in that context? You know, Mr. Mehta talked about scaling up, you know, how important then it becomes, you know, to develop leadership so that you have that foresight, you have that wherewithal and the knowledge to say that, okay, fine, you know, I need to grow as well.
Well, Mr. Pransi, knowledge is power. And also, एक बात सही है, चाहे वो women हो, चाहे man हो, श्रम के पौधे पर ही सफलता के फूल खिलते हैं. On the shrub of hard work only blooms the flowers of success. So basically, अगर आप उस business को जिसको आप कर रहे हो, you believe in it 100%, and उसको आप अपना पूरा 100% देते हो, तो दुनिया की कोई ताकत नहीं है कि आप उसको बहुत बड़ा scale up ना कर सको. Now, what you are saying is basically knowledge. Then, you know, there are such wonderful schemes, like we were informed right now, all the MSME schemes and everything. There are such wonderful schemes. We need advocacy for them. We need knowledge about them. Right now, Mr. Singh mentioned the Udyog Plus, you know, the Aditya Birla Finance Capital, collateral free. It's an instant loan. So, you know, we need to have advocacy of all these people. There should be bodies who should be informed, men ho ya women ho, about these things which are available. So then only, you know, that happens. And of course, we need to create role models in the society. Successful role models need to be shown, showcased, you know, because they serve as an inspiration to so many more, you know. That's what we've been able to do at FICCI Flow. We've been able to, like, you know, 19 years ago, the scenario in Jaipur was very different, you know. But now you see, we've empowered the women at another level. That, you know, when they are saying, you know, when you go in circuits and everything, people are saying, okay, you know, my wife, she's handling that factory of mine completely. Otherwise, it would be, आपको तो पता है चंडेला साहब कैसे atmosphere है जयपुर में. तो उसमें बहुत बदलाव ला पाए हम लोग, क्रांति ला पाए, बहुत business leaders हम इसीलिए create कर पाए. पर change हो गया है, but there has been, I'm talking about 19 years ago and today, I'm just saying, empowered women create an empowered nation, Mehta Sahab. So that is what we at FICCI Flow, he asked me, that's what we are doing, trying to do our best in building a nation with women entrepreneurs leading the forefront.
Right. Mr. Mehta, you know, what can be the possible solutions that you think, you know, to address the MSME funding problems?
One solution is, which is something which Government of India has brought in, but a lot of people don't know about it and nobody spoke about it. There's the insurance scheme. There's an insurance scheme which banks can buy an insurance cover in order to protect themselves from bad debts. That is one. Secondly, as I said, part of it, as was also pointed out, that part of the loaning has to be targeted towards small and medium enterprises, or even I would say micro enterprises also. Now, what we have seen, if you look at the history of lending, microfinance has been more successful than not. Small financing has not been so successful. And for one reason that I have seen myself, I mean, it's if intentions are not good, then you end up into this problem, and therefore small industries get a bad name. Many entrepreneurs do not have good intentions, to be very. But a micro entrepreneur, a woman who's selling vegetables on the street corner, will repay every paisa that she has borrowed. If you look at the history of microcredit, it has been extremely successful. Now these are things which must be spoken about. You're then looking at, sort of. Yeah, no, what he did, we have got enough microfinance institutions in this country also. And they have been quite successful, of course, helped by development agencies like DFID or World Bank or, so many of them. So it's not a problem as such. What I'm only trying to tell you is this: we have to recognize the fact that quite often intentions are not good. And that is what then spoils the chances of even good people.
Right.
I may be a good entrepreneur,
right,
and I'm going to ensure that I'll repay my loan. But the banker then looks at me, here comes another cheat.
So I think that's where our earlier conversation where we talked about data and technology playing a part, I think that's where, things like that can probably, play a greater role. So Neeta, coming to you, in that sense, can alternative sources of financing, fintech platforms, NBFCs, do they have a much larger role to play? Can they be more efficient in, lending to MSMEs? Do you think that?
Yeah, why not? Like, lending card. Then we could have the venture capital, private equity, there's crowdfunding, Kickstarter. So many more are also there. So I just already mentioned it about the Udyog Plus. I noted the Aditya Birla's scheme where they have interest-free. No, not an interest-free. I wish that was a dream. If we could get interest-free loan in this country, nothing like it. But so, these are the kind of ones,
Great. So, Mr. Mehta, coming to you, I think this is something that we've talked about before. During our budget conversations with MSMEs this year, one of the topic that regularly came up was that, the existing banks do not understand us. They do not understand our needs. They do not understand, the way we operate. So there is a need for a different bank altogether, which just looks at MSME lending. How good or bad idea is that?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. But there is other problems nobody has spoken about: corruption. We did a project on competitiveness in northern India, and where we found a lady who I spoke to in Lucknow. She was sanctioned a loan under Mudra scheme announced by the Prime Minister. The bank manager said, unless you give me 10,000 rupees, I will not give you your 50,000 loan. She said, I don't have 10,000 rupees to give. And she was crying. So sad, you won't believe me that even I started crying. This is the kind of situation if your bank manager, a public sector bank, mind you, it's not a private sector bank, though I'm sure even private sector banks you'll find similarly bad fish. But this is a serious problem. I spoke to many of my friends who were public sector bank managers. This corruption is a big problem. Everybody makes money. And that then becomes quite often a handicap or a hurdle. Well, like I told you that lady's example, young entrepreneur, very bright. Manager said, unless you give me 5,000 or 10,000 rupees, I won't give you a loan. Which is not his father's money, it's government money. So there are several examples like this. It's not one. We are a society which is very corrupt, and corruption is, as you see, is only increasing exponentially. Today, it's just becoming so pervasive that you can't imagine.
Right. Nida, coming to you, and it says time's up. So I think we'll keep this the last question.
Yeah.
So in terms of how we are seeing the public markets function, and the frenzy around IPO, do you think that is also one of the ways that SMEs can look at, or do you think that is just too overvalued and overhyped at the moment?
There are basics that should be there for the IPO, SMEs with very strong financial performance, like in Rajasthan scenario, I can say the AU Small Finance Bank, those are the ones who should come up with their IPOs, or who have got like scalable options like the car Dekho, because that's also a Rajasthan this thing, that's what I'm talking about. So these are the ones which, there should be a sound study by, specific professionals leading this before, this kind of a IPO, any SME goes into.
Right. Mr. Mehta, last question to you. There has been an evolution in the government's thought process when it comes to MSMEs, about their financing, about their needs. What would you want the government to do in terms of addressing some of these issues? What would you want the RBI to do, probably?
The RBI can only be, it is a kind of the bank of the last resort, or it's a banker's bank, in the sense that, what is the kind of treatment they will provide to a bank's borrowing. See, they are also supervisory role. They have a very strong role in order to see to it that all the conditions are being met. There is, for example, agriculture, there is a percentage of loan which the bank has to give to agriculture. Similarly, that kind of percentage could be fixed for even SMEs. But Pran, my larger question is, and this is something which I would like to speak to everybody here, that we can't we think big? Can't we think about scaling up instead of remaining tiny and small, and then become productive and competitive? Our competitiveness is actually hampered because of the smallness. And the same problem in agriculture, because of our land holdings are so fragmented that we are not productive at all. Our productivity is low. So we have to, generally as a nation, we have to think about these things. Rather than be conservative and say, go back to the sort of socialist era, that look, small is beautiful, even big is beautiful. Let's think big.
I think, yes. I think there's an entire, there are chapters regarding scaling up, and how, there are perverse incentives actually to remain small in the policy itself.
Exactly.
So I think that's a discussion.
Ron, one perverse incentive was that a company used to have 3 companies registered under different names in the same campus, so that they remain within the SME limit, SSI limit.
Yeah.
SME is a new term.
Jugadu is the name of India.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this wonderful discussion. Time's up for us.
Thank you so much, and may I request Mr. Pran to please present a token of gratitude to Ms. Neeta. I request sir to present a token of gratitude, Mr. Pradeep.
We are handing over tree planting certificate. They are much more better.
Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, well, the access to finance is a critical element to scale and grow, and there is much more an MSME owner needs to be equipped with. With this in mind, Aditya Birla Finance Limited has launched a platform called Udyog Plus, a one-stop solution for MSMEs. And to talk about this and let's understand more deeper, I would like to welcome on stage Mr. Shirish Mathur, the head SME products and digital platforms from Aditya Birla Finance Limited, to please join us and share further details.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. First of all, it's my privilege to stand before this room, which is full of entrepreneurs, small business owners, and of course, we have representation from government and industry chapters. I think in our earlier sessions, we all heard about that all of you actually form the backbone of the economy of the country. And I'll not delve deeper into that, but at Aditya Birla Finance, we also acknowledge and understand this fact. And our endeavor is to partner with you in your growth and provide you all solutions that you require during your life cycle of your business, so that for you, you can focus on your business and we sort of try to take care of everything that you require as far as finance is concerned. So, जैसा हमने बाकी सबको भी सुना है, and I think Dr. Jain also spoke about that, a lot of industry bodies here in Rajasthan are acting as holding hands to small businesses. We heard about the CEO of a small business actually doing everything. We also actually got this feedback when we engaged with a lot of small businesses and small business owners like you. And looking at that feedback, Aditya Birla Finance has come up with this platform which is known as Udyog Plus. It's an open platform. Any SME in the industry, you need not be a customer of Aditya Birla Group, but any business owner in the country can actually log on to this platform. आप adityaBirlaCapital.com की वेबसाइट पे जाके इसे एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, और यू कैन डायरेक्टली टाइप इन udyogplus.adityabirla.com and you can in a minute register on this platform and avail all the facilities which are available on this platform. What this platform offers you, and as I told you, this is also a hand-holding platform for small businesses. This platform offers any small business all the business and lending solution that they require, and Rakesh spoke about it. It has unsecured lending available on it, where any business owner can come avail unsecured lending up to 10 lakhs digitally instantly. Rakesh also spoke about up to 3 lakhs. ये हम without documentation instantly provide करते हैं. I'll talk a bit about it, where you can come and based just on your bureau footprint can avail loans up to 3 lakhs. These are collateral free loans available instantly. अगर आपको ज़्यादा लोन की ज़रूरत है, then also by providing your document digitally, whether it is your account statement or your GST return, you also can avail loans up to 10 lakhs on this platform, again completely instantly and digitally. And that actually empowers all small business owners to avail credit as and when you require in your life cycle of running your business. Not only we have lending or loans as credit facilities, to also protect your business, we have various insurance products which are available for small businesses to help you grow your money. We have investment products which you can avail on this platform, and all these products and journeys are built very digitally and seamlessly on this platform, so that आप अपने ही business office में बैठ के you can avail all these services. Apart from it, as I told you, finance we understand is one of the aspects for you, but day-to-day struggle for any small business owner is to manage various aspects of the business. And for that, we also bring various services that help a small business owner in managing day-to-day operation. And I'll talk about it by services like invoice management, which helps you in engaging with your customers, managing your suppliers, managing your customers. Services like payroll platforms, all these services are also available instantly on this platform. We also have solutions on this platform that actually help you in increasing your business. So again, our esteemed panelists spoke about that today, small businesses, in addition to finance, also need market access. So you need access to new markets, you need access to new geographies, and we have solutions here which, while sitting in Rajasthan, while operating out of your business unit, you can actually gain access to lot new markets, find new customers and increase your business turnover. वो सारी solutions भी यहाँ पे available हैं. And just to give you a glimpse of it, if I have to talk about finance solution, I spoke about collateral free unsecured loan. ये digitally available है. आप अभी भी अपने मोबाइल पे जाके, if you will go to this URL and register on Udyog Plus, you can right now apply for a loan, and you will see how simple it is to actually get a loan offer and also proceed with disbursement once the loan is sanctioned. Not only we have unsecured loans for small ticket size up to 10 lakhs, businesses which also require higher ticket size requirements, we have supply chain finance solutions available for all those businesses. So whether you are dealing with your vendors or you are dealing with your buyers, we can actually fund those transactions and provide supply chain finance up to amounts of up to 10 crores. So it is not only for small ticket owners, business requirement, we actually take care of the complete lending or credit spectrum as far as your requirements are concerned and provide all these services. As I told you, apart from finance, even investments and insurance products are also available on this platform for any small business entity to avail. These are some of the solutions which we have also brought on Udyog Plus as a platform to make it one-stop shop for any small business owner. So apart from financial solution that I showed you on the last slide, यहाँ पे इस platform पे, because of virtue of being an Udyog Plus registered customer, you can avail all these services which ranges from accounting systems, payroll management systems, if you need tax consultation, if you need tax advisory, all these solutions are available. You also have travel solutions available here. And I'll give you an example, and a lot of customers we see register on this platform. And just to clarify, registration on this platform is absolutely free. As I told you, it's open, it's free. It requires no subscription to it. And then all these services actually become available to any small business owner. So typically, आपने देखा होगा small businesses, we do not get corporate travel benefits, which typically are available to larger corporates. यहाँ पे if you are a Aditya Birla Udyog Plus registered user, you actually get all those corporate travel benefits if you have to travel for your business purposes or your employees have to travel for business purposes. Similarly, there are specific special benefit current accounts which we have brought in partnership with our partner banks. I spoke about accounting services, tax management services. All these platforms are available and you can straight away sign up and avail these services from Udyog Plus. We also understand that it's important to manage business on day-to-day basis. It is also important for all of you to grow your business. And of course, you want your business turnover to increase every year, every quarter. And for that, we have also designed some business growth solutions for small business owners, which allow all of you to gain access to newer markets. So ONDC, I'm sure आप सबने सुना होगा, ONDC is a platform where any small business owner can convert his offline business to online. And actually you can list your business online so that it gives you higher reach, higher access to markets. चाहे आप जयपुर में बैठे हैं, राजस्थान के किसी भी शहर में बैठे हैं, you can actually through ONDC start serving customers in any market, irrespective of your physical reach. We provide a platform where any business who's using Udyog Plus can register on an ONDC seller platform, and within minutes आप अपने business को online list कर सकते हैं, where all the complete users or buyers who are there on ONDC can get to know about your business, can start ordering, and then you can also start servicing those orders, and it actually increases your market reach. We also have created a business networking platform. आप सबने, and I'm sure all of us use various networking platforms, right? Social media पे for personal networking we use Facebook. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram, Twitter. Professionals के लिए LinkedIn होता है. Businesses के लिए आपने देखा होगा इंडिया में ऐसा कोई networking platform नहीं है. We have got a networking platform specifically for small business owners, where you can interact and engage with like-minded businesses. You can come on this platform to find prospective buyers. You can come on this platform to find prospective sellers. So for example, अगर आप एक छोटा सा example देते हैं, we have seen those examples where a small button manufacturers, right, on this platform came and actually were able to engage and network with shirt manufacturers or apparel manufacturers, and there are actually business deals that happen on this networking platform which any small business can use. So in a way, ये सारे products ऐसे हैं जो आपको ये सारे products ऐसे हैं जो आपको ज़्यादा market access देते हैं. It makes it easier for you to find prospective buyers and then actually increase your business turnover. Just to give you an illustrative journey, while we have been talking about that loans on this platform are available digitally, and as I told you, you can right now also on your mobile access and try out these journeys. But all these journeys are very simple step journeys, very small journeys, very intuitive journeys which help you to avail these loans. जहाँ पे आपको बस अपनी basic business details देनी होती हैं. Rest, because of the digital infrastructure which has got created, we as an organization are able to access your records and we are able to work out unsecured offers up to 10 lakhs for you on this platform instantly. ये illustrative screens हैं, जब आप इस journey को try करेंगे, these are the steps which you can use to avail these loans, and जैसे आप देखेंगे आपको बेसिक बिजनेस इन्फॉर्मेशन देनी है. Banking के लिए, if you have to access your banking for higher ticket loans, we have account aggregator on this platform. So just by giving consent, we can access your account statement. आपको बैंक स्टेटमेंट अपलोड करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. अगर आपको जीएसटी के बेसिस पे लोन चाहिए, हम आपके जीएसटी रिकॉर्ड फेच कर सकते हैं, अगेन बेसिस योर कंसेंट. सो वी आर नॉट आस्किंग यू इन दिस होल प्रोसेस टू come with a physical documentation to upload any documents. All those provisions are already built in into this platform. And after, by getting this information, it gives us a better view. And as Rakesh was saying, we have built internal mechanisms through scorecards to assess your credit worthiness, and we are able to provide you loan digitally and instantly. Not only we are able to sanction loans, आपका disbursement process भी पूरा digital है. So 3 simple steps में where you are able to do your KYC through e-KYC. आप एग्रीमेंट भी ई साइन के थ्रू साइन कर सकते हैं, और जो मैंडेट सेटअप होता है वो भी आप कर सकते हैं. 3 स्टेप्स में इवन द डिसबर्समेंट इज कम्प्लीटली डिजिटाइज, एंड द मोमेंट यू डू दिस द मनी एक्चुअली गेट्स क्रेडिटेड इन योर अकाउंट इंस्टेंटली ऑन अ रियल टाइम बेसिस. सिमिलरली जैसे मैंने बताया सप्लाई चेन फाइनेंस में, सो फार आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट स्मॉल टिकट लोन्स, अनसिक्योर्ड लोन्स. अनसिक्योर्ड कैटेगरी में ही अगर आप अपने वेंडर्स के साथ डील कर रहे हैं, आप अपने बायर्स के साथ डील कर रहे हैं, इफ़ यू वांट टू फंड दोज ट्रांजैक्शंस, यू नीड क्रेडिट टू procure material from your vendors, or you need credit to actually sell goods to your buyers. We also have supply chain solutions, and यहाँ पे we also go up to higher ticket sizes up to 10 crores. And here our team is there. We have a team in Rajasthan, in Jaipur, across the country to help you in understanding these products and actually making this work for you. ये सारे प्रोडक्ट्स भी आपको उद्योग प्लस प्लेटफॉर्म पे मिल जाते हैं, वेयर यू कैन एक्चुअली इनिशिएट योर जर्नी अगेन थ्रू द सिमिलर स्टेप्स दैट आई शोड यू फॉर अनसिक्योर्ड लोन. You can also avail supply chain product, and finally our team is also available there if you need any assistance to close this process and get the sanction and disbursement even for supply chain transaction. While on the platform we have unsecured solution there, as an organization we also, and question था कि collateral के साथ देते हैं नहीं देते, we also understand for certain requirements you also need higher ticket loans where a collateral might be required. And Shantanu, we have Shantanu heads this business. We also then provide loan against property, where if you have a property as a collateral, and we look at ranges of property and against which we can fund you up to various ticket sizes. We also have those products available, and the team is here. After this presentation, the team will also be here to engage with you. And then you can reach out to Aditya Birla Finance team branch offices in Jaipur and Rajasthan to also avail collateral based loans if you are looking at higher ticket sizes. I think these are some of the propositions that we have on this platform, which all of you can avail. I would just like to reiterate that it's not only about funding your credit requirements. This acts as a complete solution, and I would say as a handholding service, which gives you access to all financial solutions, all business management solutions, and also, as we saw, all solutions that you can use to grow your business, to gain higher market reach. And with this, I would urge all of you to go to your mobile, check out this platform, and registration is simple. It just takes a minute to register on this platform, and all these services that I spoke to you then become available to all of you. Since we also have representatives from trade bodies and industry, and I have also already met some of you, I'll not go through the details, but we also actively work with various trade bodies across the country, across industries, to also work with them and extend all these benefits to their members. So the team is here, and again we will engage with all of you to see how we can work together and extend benefits of this platform and all the solutions that I spoke about to your members. So we would actively like to engage with you and work with you to also take this platform to your members and empower them with power of digitization and getting access to all these solutions. I think with this, I would like to end my presentation by saying that India is changing. I think small businesses are changing. We all heard our expert panelists speaking about it. It's time that we would encourage all of you to come on this platform, and this will provide you a new way of doing your business, not only as far as the finance needs are concerned, but your day-to-day business operations are concerned. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
I would request you to please join us on the stage, and I would request Mr. Ashish to please present a token of gratitude. Thank you. Friends, moving ahead, now we have a celebrated business leader joining us who is indeed Jaipur's pride. Mr. Yogesh Chaudhary, the director of Jaipur Rugs, the man who has taken Jaipur to the world through handcrafted rugs and carpets that beautifully blend heritage craftsmanship with modern design. We're also very proud to mention that he was also the winner of ET MSME Awards 2022, and it is truly an honor to have him over here to share his journey over here, how the idea started, what went through behind the business, and how he has made a mark not just in our country, India, but all over the world. The brand has also recently opened its international flagship store in Singapore, and wishing them all the very best. Put your hands together and let's welcome once again Mr. Yogesh Chaudhary joining us over here. And I once again request Mr. Ashish to please join us to moderate this session.
Thanks, Yogesh, for joining us here today. Yogesh Chaudhary, Director, Jaipur Rugs, and I guess Jaipur Rugs needs no introduction anywhere in the world. Coming straight to the point, Yogesh, I'll start with this thing. How is the handmade carpet industry, if we talk about the rugs and the carpets, how is it doing in Rajasthan, in Jaipur? And is it changing itself with the changing marketplace conditions in terms of technology? The machines are coming, many other things are coming, imports are coming from countries like China and Turkey. Please explain.
First of all, thank you so much for having me. I think our industry is going through a huge change for the last decade especially. So earlier handmade carpets had really no competition. So matlab, if you had to buy a carpet, the good carpets were all handmade. About 10 years ago, the machines started to become very good. So today, obviously, we have a huge competition from the machines, machine-made carpets, and China and Turkey, as you rightly said, are the biggest manufacturers for machine-made carpets. But what has also happened is that there's been a huge growth in people making their homes more fancier, which means that the market size for the carpet industry is increased drastically. Fortunately for Jaipur and Rajasthan, I think today, the exporters out of Jaipur are probably some of the best exporters around the globe. Jaipur Rugs, obviously, and there are many other exporters. We supply to, you take a big brand name globally, and one of us will be working with them. So I think from that perspective, we've been very lucky. I think there's been a lot of exposure to Jaipur from a lot of the global creative people coming. And I think that has translated into our industry quite a bit. And very happy to share that, like our company to a lot of other, overall the ecosystem in Rajasthan in carpets is associated with the higher end carpets, not just the cheaper end.
Yogesh, I was having a discussion with Yogesh before this session, and he told me many new things. Why don't you share with the audience the thing that you told me regarding the new stores that you have already opened and the partnerships that you are having with the big brands, luxury brands? You named some, if you can please.
Sure. We were earlier a B2B business only. So we were selling only to carpet stores, furniture stores, and 2016 is when we got into retail. The journey for opening retail was also very funny. I started a store in Delhi, and after a year, in our board meeting, our family meetings, my family was like, "You're making a loss in this. Isko please band karo store ko." So I said, "Okay, give me 50 more lakhs or 6 more months, and if we're not able to break even, I'll shut down the store in Delhi." I started to work hard then, and then trying to make it work. Fortunately, we didn't close down, and now that business is 40% of our business in India. We have 10 stores in India, and primarily all the major cities. We opened 4 stores in the last 2-3 years internationally. So we have stores now in Milan, Singapore, London, Dubai. Through partners, we have stores in Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou, Samara in Russia. So we're trying to grow the direct-to-consumer business, and it's been a lot of fun, a lot of energy, working with very cool people around the globe. And also, incidentally, a lot of the luxury brands we've been able to work with. So today, Louis Vuitton, Dior, Valentino, Chanel, we are the first global partners. I'm very proud to say that Chennai as a brand has never collaborated with another brand. So they have 18 ateliers. So we make carpets out of the yarns that they make to make jackets of women. So we say that these are women jackets on the floor. And very proud to be a company being able to do that.
Apart from the Jaipur rugs that is doing well for itself also, it's also putting name of Jaipur on the global scale. In a way, it's helping Jaipur to become a really cosmopolitan in India at least. And the second thing you told me about was the many global organizations and the countries asking you to establish your facilities in their countries. And you had a very different and interesting answer to that. What was the answer, please?
So we get approached by a lot of different governments all over the world. In fact, President Obama, when he was coming to India for the first time, his whole team came and met us. He was supposed to come to our office. They'd offered us $100 million to set up shop in Afghanistan, and they said, you know, please go and start weaving there. So a little bit of this whole war and whatever's going on in that part of the world can be solved through commerce. But we've had a lot of African governments come to us constantly. We, in fact, did a project with the South African government where we trained people from South Africa. They came to India, spent a few months, and they still have that. So we have carpet weaving in South Africa. We don't do it ourselves, but we train them, and they have carpet weaving.
What did you tell to President Obama at that time? No?
Sorry?
What did you tell to Obama when the...
Yeah, we said a no, obviously. We were
Big
not...
no.
Sorry?
You don't want to come to...
Yeah, correct.
And why? What was the reason?
I mean, I think, see, I'm a very proud Indian, you know, and from the very beginning, all our catalogs, we always put a flag of India, and in Hindi, we always wrote to all our foreign buyers, Bharat mein nirmit. So, वो हमेशा पूछते थे कि भाई, what is this written in Hindi? You know, the whole catalog is in English, but on the front, you had an Indian flag with saying, you know, so it was handmade in India. So now there's a big push on make in India, made in India. Yeah, we've been doing this for 2000.
Bharat mein nirmit started way before.
2007-8 में हमने start करा था ये.
Okay, great. That's great. That's great. Achha, if coming to the other part of this thing, achha, also you mentioned about the CSR initiatives that you people are taking. Can you list a few of them?
So fundamentally, हम लोग का जो काम है, हम लोग 40,000 artisans से काम करते हैं. Over 90% are women working from their homes. तो हमारे बिजनेस से ही फंडामेंटली बहुत फ़ायदा मिलता है. सो हम लोग इंडिया में अलग अलग स्टेट्स में एंड गांव में काम करते हैं. बट वी हैव अ फाउंडेशन कॉल्ड द जयपुर रक्स फाउंडेशन, और उसमें मोस्ट ऑफ द मनी इज पुट बाय आवर ओन कंपनी ओनली, एंड वी वर्क ऑन अ लॉट ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट्स. तो मेरे फादर का ये बिलीफ है कि चैरिटी के बजाय माइंडसेट अगर चेंज करें तो वो यू विल मेक देम काबिल फॉर द होल लाइफ रादर देन गिविंग देम फ्री मनी और फिर वो कुछ कर नहीं पाएँ. तो हम लोग फाउंडेशन में माइंडसेट चेंज पे बहुत काम करते हैं. और उसके बाद वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ टाई अप. सो वी टाइड अप विद लेंसकार्ट, यू नो, वी हैव Zomato as a partner, you know, we've HCL, you know, बहुत we have amazing global partners जिनके साथ हम लोग गांव में और क्या चेंज कर सकते हैं, उनको और क्या एक्सेस देते हैं, उस पर काम करते हैं. Yeah, we've been, I think, very lucky to be making some little difference in the villages that we work in.
This is something I guess Raghushri you would be interested in, I guess. Anyways, coming to the handmade carpets and rugs, you told that you are working with many people, and of course these are the micro organizations and people work on a very small scale. The one big problem, the big challenge that comes into the way is finance, easy finance in a way I should say. What is your take on this? How do you ensure that they get enough finance, or there's some way you got some solution, you're resolving it some way?
I think business है तो finance चाहिएगा, और finance will continue to be a challenge. But I think over the last
have the things changed over the years, or
drastically
changed?
Drastically changed.
For the good.
For the good. I remember 2000. I joined business in 2006. Dropped out of college, but you know, finance was the biggest barrier to growth. That time we could have grown faster, but इतना कोई collateral नहीं था, इतनी कोई lands नहीं थी, इतना कुछ था नहीं to give to the bank to say कि भाई और पैसा दो. Fortunately, because of our industry, I think the banks always lent, and we grew as a business on bank money. But when I mean, obviously we're a different scale today, but I think the access to capital today is, to me, I think 100 times better. You know, we were going through a bad phase in 2009, and I went to the World Bank, International Finance Corporation. I went to the funds, you know, running to them saying कि हमको पैसा दे दो. तब वो कोई देने को तैयार नहीं था. Unfortunately, I'm glad I didn't take money from them.
You didn't take the money?
We didn't take the money, yeah.
Yeah, and we were also discussing about the IPO prospects.
We're thinking of an IPO, not sure yet.
That means that you are thinking of expanding more.
Correct.
In a way.
Yeah. So the consumer business, I think I say it's only the beginning. There's a lot more headway to grow. I mean, the vision of the brand is to go global, to build a, I think I want to be a proud Indian of saying that at least there are few brands that India is proud of globally. I don't think we have enough of those brands, especially on the consumer side. So that is the intent.
Second last question is, in an interview to my colleague Garima Bora, to ET, I guess some weeks back, you mentioned about, you said, it's not verbatim, still I'm quoting you, like, Jaipur's skilled artisans need digital innovation, financial support, and IP protection. IP protection is something interesting over here. Please expand on that.
That's a great question. I think, so our industry is very unorganized, and I think most of the unorganized industry में सबसे बड़ा problem क्या है कि somebody makes something and everybody else is copying. मतलब that's how the industry kind of feeds on it. Very early on, we always have invested a lot of money on innovation, and invariably things get copied. We said, okay, we need to do something about it, and we said we're going to become very strong in protecting our IP. We started to do research, and then we started to copyright all our designs and everything, and we were really able to take action against blatant copying. That has really helped the brand, because today in our industry at least, we have a reputation of companies being scared कि Jaipur से copy कर लिया तो पीछे आएंगे हमारे, right? So still we are copied, but the idea is that at least you stand tall of saying that, खुद का please कुछ करो, just not let anybody copy, and then you're just competing on price. You compete on your designs, you compete on the brand. More than just the design. So I think IP is very important. We always thought it is very expensive. It's not actually. I think we actually taught a person in our office how to file patents, and they're well trained, and we do it in house rather than using lawyers and spending tons of money. It's not that complicated once you learn it. So
it has been an issue for a time now, and still it's an issue, IP related thing. Designing,
Absolutely.
copy करते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा copy होता है. So any learnings that you want to share?
I think जो भी company design में invest कर रही है, and if you're building your own designs, I highly suggest you get copyright. India में the copyright is not very expensive for a collection, especially if it's the same design. It's only between 7,000 and 11,000 rupees. It can be cheaper and by different means. So, but the advantage it gives you. So I'll give you an example. There was a brand, काफ़ी बड़ा brand मैं नाम नहीं ले रहा, so they copied our designs blatantly. अब वो supplier से किसी से लिया हो. So we obviously went after them, and immediately they had to acknowledge. They took it down. The goods were sent back to the supplier.
Did it take a lot of time while you were chasing them?
2 days.
In just 2 days?
Yeah. So
that is something interesting.
Yeah, so we go very aggressively after whoever, tries to at least copy us, yeah.
Last thing is kind of incentives that you think carpet weavers need to stay afloat in the game. What kind of incentives or your expectations from the government or the industry or whatever you say?
So I have no expectations from the government except that कि हमको काम करने दो.
Why so?
नहीं, the government, I think, government's job is to run the government, not companies.
Government has no business to be in the business.
Correctly, exactly. So I appreciate when the government is sitting quietly and letting us run our business. I think we know how to run our businesses. और I think एक हमारा गवर्नमेंट बहुत ज़्यादा स्कीम्स देती है ना, तो सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम क्या हो जाता है कि हम माइंडसेट ये हो जाता है कि हम स्कीम से पैसा कैसे कमा लें. हमारा काम गवर्नमेंट स्कीम से पैसा कमाना नहीं है, हमारा काम हमारे बिजनेस से पैसा कमाना है. And I think that's where, in a lot of these conversations I keep hearing कि गवर्नमेंट को ये बोलो और वो, तो गवर्नमेंट सब कुछ ही फ्री दे देगा, फिर कोई काम ही नहीं करेगा. So I'm of the opposite belief that, I mean, yes, the government needs to enable, and government facilitate करने की ज़रूरत है. They can do a lot, like जैसे हमारी इंडस्ट्री में the government has done a lot. They have हमारा central promotion council है. वहाँ पे if you're a small organization, you can go travel internationally for free. आप exhibitions free में कर सकते हो. तो government has really, I think that's their job कि आप enable करो. But उसके बाद काम तो हमको ही करना है और हमको ही चलाना है. So that I think that free land and free building and free machinery, there's no end to that, and I'm not a big believer of that. I think
subsidy thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think subsidies are needed, but I think that just because of subsidies, businesses shouldn't thrive. I mean,
And develop businesses just on the basis of subsidies.
correct.
You want to say,
And
na?
I think smaller mindset में बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाता है कि government की benefit मिल रही है इसलिए कुछ कर लो, right? I mean, but I think that business should be profitable. फिर subsidy मिले, that's a bonus.
And the business just because of the same thing कि subsidies मिल रही है आसानी से हम अपना काम करते रहेंगे.
Correct.
Anyways, ठीक है. That is it. I guess we are up with the time. It was great talking to you, Yogesh, and best of luck for future.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
I would request Mr. Ashish to present a token of gratitude to Mr. Yogesh over here. Thank you once again for taking out time and being present over here in this lovely evening with us. All right, friends. Well, next is the much awaited celebration of grit, determination, and success. We celebrate the MSMEs that have been supported by Aditya Birla Finance Limited in their business growth and the journey that they have taken. I would now request and invite Mr. Shantanu Basu, the head SME Aditya Birla Finance Limited India, to please join us and share his thoughts on how ABFL is celebrating the success of these MSMEs. Let's welcome Mr. Shantanu over here on stage.
Good evening, everyone. I think it's fine. With ET to recognize MSMEs, and in fact, it's a chosen sector for us that we are focusing on. There's a lot has been spoken through this evening about ease of financing for MSMEs. And I won't repeat what has been already spoken. I think, Sirish, thanks for taking us all in at length on what all we are doing. But one thing which I wanted to focus on, one of the key elements of the finance, and especially when it comes to MSME, is the very fine nuance of MSMEs. MSMEs, Mayor and someone mentioned that the owner or the promoter is head of everything. He is head of labor, head of finance, and everything. And in that, what typically would end up happening is that the paperwork may not be what mid-sized or large-sized company might have. They may not be able to employ a chartered accountant in their office to do their books. And I think that's where a lender like us, we come in. We've been, as Rakesh mentioned, we started 14 years back, close to 1,000 crores. We are 1,40,000 crores. During this journey, we have developed a very good expertise to understand self-employed, and especially the SME and the small end of the customers. Again, as Rakesh mentioned, in Rajasthan, we have a presence across 50 branches. So, Sirius mentioned about the access to credit that any small entrepreneur can have digitally for a certain ticket size loans, 2-minute loans that he's referred to. And we also have the physical presence across 50 branches, and we keep looking at opportunities to expand through the country, 50 in Rajasthan, where we have physical presence, and our team would go out, meet up with customers, look at the business, and not be limited just by what is there on papers. That enables us to try and deliver on what has been spoken about today in terms of ease of finance. So that's one piece which I wanted to talk about, and it was wonderful to listen to all the industry associations representatives who are here. And I think we've got a great role to play in terms of partnering with each other to understand the needs of each of the sectors. We had hospitality, we had people talk about handicrafts and hospitality. So I think if there is an innate need in terms of some specific kind of financing need, or a gap felt in a certain sector, in a certain industry segment, we would be looking forward to, and my team is here. They will be in touch with all of you to try and understand how we can fulfill those gaps. Last but not the least, we've been around for a while, and it's a large and substantive loan book that we have, and we love engaging with our customers. When I was interacting with a few of our customers who are here, and we'll have them on the stage in a while from now, we have lent them. I mean, there are instances where we would have lent not one but twice, thrice. You know, we would have given a loan to a same customer at least 5 times, and we love to see our customers grow, and in the process, obviously, we also grow. It's a symbiotic relationship. So I think, and that's a good cause to celebrate MSMEs and our financing of. Thank you so much. I think.
Thank you, and I would request you to be on stage with us since we'll be now celebrating the hard work and the determination of everybody. And I would like to also welcome and invite once again Mr. Rakesh Singh, the Managing Director and CEO at Aditya Birla Finance Limited, to please join us and do the honors. All right, so now I'll be calling upon the recipients of the awards in no particular order. I just want a lot of energy from the audience. Keep the applause going as and when we have the awardees coming up over here. So let's begin, and I welcome the Star Group to join us and receive the award. Let's have the Star Group, the representatives, to please join us. Do we have a team member or a representative from the Star Group joining us? All right, lovely. Congratulations to the entire Star Group. Moving ahead, we invite and welcome our next recipient of the award, Jagdish Prasad Sharma. Congratulations to Mr. Sharma. Moving ahead, let's invite and welcome with your applause our next recipient, ex-serviceman Canteen. Let's welcome our next recipient of the award, Hotel Mohit Palace. We have a representative from Hotel Mohit Palace. I can just see a show of hand. Okay, while they join us, let's invite our next recipient from Mahipal Motors and Pumps. Congratulations. Do we have somebody from Hotel Mohit Palace now over here in the banquet? Okay. All right. And thank you, Mr. Singh. Mr. Singh, I would request you to be with us, and I thank Mr. Shantanu for joining us once again. And to present the next set of awards, I would request Mr. Shirish Madhur to please join us once again as we continue in felicitating and appreciating the efforts. Welcome back. Let's begin once again, and we invite on stage Dhanjani Medical Store. Moving ahead. Check. Sorry for that. Moving ahead, we invite our next recipient from Ishwar Timbers. All right, the team is not here. We'll make sure they get their award. The next recipient is Carex Cargo and Logistics. I believe we don't have a representative. Okay, do we have the representative from Hotel Mohit Palace now? I think they had stepped out for a bit. You'll collect it later. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, gentlemen, once again for joining us over here. And we also thank our esteemed speakers and audience, everybody. I just want to invite the team of ABFL once over here on the stage. Mr. Kuldeep Singh, Nitin Sikka and Mayur to please join us over here. If we can have Mr. Mayur, Mr. Nitin and Mr. Kuldeep join us over here on the stage before we call it a night. So friends, now it's time to network and have some delicious meal. But just in case if you have any queries, any questions, any doubts with regards to ABFL, these three gentlemen will be there and you can always approach them and ask them questions in case anything that was not answered during the panel discussions or the sessions. Please feel free to get in touch with them. Thank you so much. Thank you once again. Thank you once again, everybody, for joining us in the lovely evening of Make in India SME Regional Summit. We once again thank Aditya Birla Capital Finance for being a presenting partner, and thank you to each and everybody in the audience. Token of gratitude is not just enough for our panelist and our moderator, our speakers who took out time to be with us in this beautiful evening. Please enjoy the delicious dinner and have a good night. Thank you once again, everybody. Thank you.